All right. Am I muted? I'm not muted. Okay, good. Hello, hello. Welcome everyone to the stream. This stream was actually planned last night, but partner wanted to play game, so I decided to switch it up because he had like a night shift for a while, so we haven't been playing games together. And then yesterday, since today is Sunday and I'm off, we can finally play together. So yeah, I moved this up to this day, and we shall be looking through the Spooktober visual novel jam from itch.io. Also, welcome Gonzalez. Welcome to the stream. Welcome back. I know I said 8 hours, but something came up and I had to look for my certificates, which well, technically I did not misplace it. It's just that my mom moved it somewhere else. So I've been looking for it for like 3 hours. But anyway, I think let's just let me launch the game first, and then we move to the gaming scene. How are you, Gonzalez, by the way? Are you doing okay? Why is the game is not in full screen? Caution. The okay. Great, just woke up myself. Nice. How was your sleep? Is the game audio loud? No? Yuji, hello. Welcome to the stream. Hold on, let me just double check something. Can I use? Yes, I can full screen. Welcome to the flashbang. Audio. I don't know if it's me or if it's just the game's too loud. Let me just reduce my headphone. Yuji, welcome to the stream. How are you, bro? Good evening to you. Is it voice? I think it's voice. Look, there's the character Kira, you. There's you. Morning Star, Ghost in the Machine. Huh. Anyway, I've never played this game. I just remembered that Spooktober is a thing in itch.io, so here I am playing the game. Further down the base of the mountain path, the air was sticky, heavy, and oppressive. By comparison, the air up here was much better, and yet, despite the refreshing water breeze sweeping through the lake bank, Ritsu felt that the peacefulness was just as oppressive as stale, humid air. Even then, Ritsu can still appreciate the natural scenery. Ritsu left his older cousin, Hajime, at the shrine to sit at the lake bank, below the elevated boardwalks above rock and water. You know what's the problem with visual novel? Is that it's challenging me to actually read properly, because when I'm just playing alone, I usually just you what do you call that? Read in my mind so I can read it faster. But my speaking skill is my speaking skill needs more practice. Oh no, I'm covering the character. Uh let me move. Let me move myself. Hopefully here is fine. Hopefully here is fine. Yeah, reading as a non-English speaker is hard, right? Right? And then there's also several words that is not pronounced as it's spelled. Ritsu isn't sure if he's supposed to be here, but since nobody had yelled at him yet, He supposed it was fine. Ritsu reached his hand out to touch the surface of the water, disturbing its perfect reflection under the wave of ripples. Since Ritsu isn't surrounded by his usual distractions, he had to make his own distractions. Ritsu, I'm covering things. Holy shit. Oh, not that one. Let me move again. Don't make me. I'm so tempted to move my camera using the buttons so that whenever I cover something, I just move to the top corner, top left corner, top right corner. Ritsu lifted his head up. That voice calling out for him sounds like Hajime. He can't see him, but Ritsu decides to holler back at his cousin. Uh, Holler back and let his cousin know where he is, lest he gets worried. He did get worried for him, right? Down here, there's a click of a tongue. You can hear that? And Ritsu immediately feels the edge of his lips quirk up to a smile. What are you doing down there? Get back up, we're leaving soon. Soon? How soon? Somewhere above him where he couldn't see, he hears a loud groan, and this time, Ritsu couldn't hold back his giggle. When I say soon, I mean soon. Why are you laughing? Where are you? Chill, chill. We shouldn't yell at a pretty place like this. I'll be right there. Ritsu stands up, but just a bit too quickly. A sudden dizziness rushes through his head, and Ritsu lets out a yelp as he sticks both arms out to the side. He focuses his eyes on the water's glassy surface and tries to regain his balance. Then, he notices a strange glint of color in the water. It was smaller than a speck, but something about it tickled Risu's brain and made it impossible to ignore. As his vision steadies, so does his focus on the strangely colored speck. Eh? Is that a shiny Pokemon? Oh, it's a shiny ring. Speaking of ring, I know I mentioned this last night. Just in case for the other people who doesn't know, Monster Hunter had a collaboration with a ring making company, I guess, and I thought my brain was thinking like it's probably cost about at most about 100 plus, right? I thought it would cost at most that much, but when I got to the website, I was so shocked that it cost 132,000 yen. That was about $1,000, and I was like, why is it so expensive? And then I saw the material. Alright, alright, and then it's also marketed as a wedding ring. I'm like, okay, no wonder it's that much. Okay, that's insanity. I know, right? But it looks really good though. It looks really good. I'm planning to get it if it's still there by the time I go Japan, because the shipping is a bit too expensive and I don't want to spend money on shipping that much. Shipping is about 200 plus from there to here. I'm like, no, nah. Let me just go to Japan and pick it up if I can. If I can. The colored speck almost completely blends into the water, but there's a distinct purple and silver gleam that draws Ritsu closer back to its banks. He walks slowly, not wanting to fall back over by mistake. From where he stands, he can't quite make it out, but it seems like a piece of jewelry. Immediately, Ritsu's eyes sparkle. Holy shit, it's a ring? Seriously? And it looks like an amethyst ring too. I wonder if that's a real amethyst. And then imagine if the body is made by platinum gold or something. He sticks his hand into the water and scoops it into his palm. As the clear water flows out from between his fingers, his guess becomes certain. Ritsu found a ring in a lax bank, and a brand new looking one at that. The delicate band is a pristine silver metal, and a smooth purple gemstone was inlaid in the center. It's beautiful, but odd. Did someone lose it and drop it in the water? That's a terrible loss. It's so pretty. Ritsu always figured littering in a place like this would be sacrilegious or something. So if he's taking something out of the water, that would be like unlittering, right? Ritsu is snapped out of his thought by a sharp bark from his cousin. Ritsu! Ah, Hajime, I'm coming. That's what he said. Ritsu jumps back from the water, making sure not to get himself wet or slip and fall over. The ring is clutched so tight in his The ring is clutched tight and safe in his palm, the cool metal quickly warming under his touch. In the image, it looks like he's already wearing it though. At least it looks like it. Wow, this metal feels really good. Is this a high quality find? This is really impressive. Throwing the ring back into the water doesn't sit right with Ritsu. From afar, it looks like he's trashing the place, and besides, maybe it would be nice to bring something pretty with him from this trip. A new find, a new memory. Ritsu likes that idea. Why do you have to move to this side, boy? You know what? Nah, nah, nah. So tempted to move me to the center. Maybe making new memories would be good way to look forward to the future. Ritsu is pretty good at living in the moment, but anything beyond that always gives him the trouble. He slips the ring into his ring finger and found that it fits just fine. A. I'm pretty sure he did not slip it on his ring finger. That's a forefinger. Or maybe I wrote that wrong. I read that wrong. Right ring finger. Nope, it's ring finger. Okay. The silver gleam stands out against the set of precious gold and ruby rings that Ritsu always wear on both his hands. But he never had an issue with contrasting styles before. Why stop now? This new find, with its new weight, color, and place between his most precious rings, can serve as yet a new reminder for his future resolutions. Speaking of ring placement on a finger, I don't remember much, but I remember a few where I believe if you place a finger on your right forefinger, I believe it meant that you are currently pursuing someone. And then, as usual, the ring finger on the right would mean you are currently taken. A ring on the I don't remember. I'll try to search it up. I'll try to search it up, and then I'll talk about it later. Ha! That's really sentimental of me. Though, isn't that kind of what Hajime came here to pray for? Are you seriously going to keep me waiting? What on earth are you doing? Ritsu's eldest cousin finally comes into view. Honestly, Ritsu's surprised that Hajime even came down from the boardwalk himself. The seemingly permanent crease to his brow was a testament to the sternness he held himself to, and Ritsu, for some reason, is no exception. You aren't 12 anymore. Stop playing in the dirt. Did you get your shoes wet? No? Ritsu says that, but as he takes a step forward, his socks made a very loud, obvious sloshing noise in his shoes. Hajime blinks, then pinches his brows and sigh. How do you pinch your brow? Whatever. Just sit in the back when we drive home. Are you ready? Ah yeah, ready. Ritsu carefully steps out of the lake's bank and trudges his way towards the pathway to follow Hajime away from the shrine. What are you laughing about? Nothing. Just excited to message my friends soon. Again? You're always on your phone. That's because I have million friends who are super awesome. Do you want to talk to them? I wish I had millions friends. No thanks. I already know you and Nishikawa get into too much trouble. I don't want to think what more of you would do. Oh, suit yourself. When is the horror coming, by the way? The humid late summer weather let up a little, letting in a more pleasant, far more bearable, cool breeze sweep through the wide open courtyard of one of the most prestigious university in the city. That's a bit wordy, but understandable, I guess. It was a beautiful day, and yet, despite the nice, comfortable change, Ritsu finds himself still breaking out a sweat. Ritsu rushes across the wide courtyard of the university grounds. The grand business buildings stood tall behind him, massive, imposing, and a maze to try and navigate today. Maybe top left corner would be fine. Maybe. I can't catch a break today. Oh my god. Ryota-kun, I found it. Found what? Ikemen. Finally, where did you put it? Ritsu heaves for air and leans his weight against his friend as he tried to catch his breath. His friend, a tall young man with a slate gray hair and an aura of judgmentalness that emanates off of him like a cold chill, doesn't make a sound to express his discomfort. The slight crunching of his stony face was all the telling anyone needed to see how much he did not appreciate having this small guy using him as a resting pole. I didn't lose it, I swear. I swear. I know you didn't have a lot of faith in me, but when it comes to my bag, I wouldn't just lose that. He takes his duffel bag and shakes it, rattling the content inside. Books, pens, junk and all. Do you see the size of the bag? Do you see the size of this bag, Ryota-kun? Yes, I am able to see. Do you hear how much stuff is in it? Get to the point. Misplacing small things in this? Absolutely normal. Misplacing the whole bag? Absolutely not. Ryota sighs and takes his palm to press against Ritsu's forehead to push him back, peeling him off his side like a piece of tape that lost its stickiness. Ritsu groans and throws the bag over his shoulder. This isn't the first time you lost something. You don't have the sharpest memory. What? What are you talking about? My brain is squeaky clean and perfect. Ryota nods under his breath. He only manages a momentary sneer, however, before his expression shifts back to a default of judgmentally stony coldness. What? That doesn't make you sound very smart, you know. What? Hey, wait, are you making fun of me? Before Ritsu can finish his complaint, Ryota takes his phone out of his pocket and thumbs through the screen. Try not to lose anything else. We made a commitment today, remember? That's right. Ritsu needs to go back home to drop off his things and get ready. He's in for a long night, and after having to run around trying to find his things throughout the lecture hall, Ritsu really wants to freshen up for a good time. Still, it's a little irritating. Ritsu knows he has a lot of things that Ritsu knows he has a lot of things, and he knows he isn't the best at keeping track of all the junk he owns. So why does it feel like he's losing his things more often than usual? Maybe someone took it and hid it? Ritsu lets out a huff and twists the ring on his fingers as he shuffles closely behind Ryota. Maybe it's an off day for him. All the more reason to get ready and have fun already. So, I'll meet you at the Kazukun's club, I guess. Of course, don't be late. Be good, Ryota-kun. Don't get into any accidents while I'm gone, okay? Ryota's expression is unimpressed. You are more prone to accidents than I am. I am not careless, you know. Ritsu laughs him off. Ryota looks so stern, but he had a caring side to him. That was obvious to Ritsu. Sometimes Ryota clashed with people because of his unyielding attitude, but when one looks past all that marble hard frigidity. All in all, Ritsu is absolutely sure Ryota was a good guy. Huh? Where did I place it? Ritsu's room is large and lavish, with dark red walls, tall windows, feathery light curtains, a luxurious all decked out in a distinctively old Victorian-like style. It's severe, dim, and doesn't reflect Ritsu's personality at all. At least, not in Ritsu's opinion. The only sign that this room belongs to him at all are the accessories and trinkets he keeps on the top of his dresser and desk, all in little organizing boxes. He had to fight some petty battles amongst his folk to be able to keep even those untouched when he was a teenager. At his age, one one would think that people would know not to mess with an adult's room. So why couldn't Ritsu find his most important things in his very own room? I swear, I left her rings on my bedside table. Did they fall? He puts his phone down on the bedside table, making sure to keep the screen face down and flat on the center of the surface before he ducks down to the floor. He sweeps the underside of the small side table with a large wave of his hand, but finds nothing. Come on, I just don't. I don't just lose those. His phone suddenly buzzes, and Ritsu yelps as he falls backward, landing on his head, on his ass. Huh? Why did he feel that vibration in his pocket? Didn't he leave his table on the phone? Didn't he leave his phone on the table? What the heck am I reading? Ritsu blinks quickly as he shoves his hand into his pocket. His finger curls around his phone and he brings it out. He feels something circular and metal tumbles out of his pockets. What the? There it is! Ritsu grabs what tumbles onto the floor. One of the gold-colored rings that Ritsu always wore on his fingers. They match his pins and came as a set, a gift even. A sigh of relief leaves his lips before he could even catch himself, and nervous laugh follows suit. Yes, that isn't right. These are way too important for me to misplace. I need to be careful. I'm not starting to get early onset dementia or anything like that, right? He pauses, uncomfortable at his own comment, before he shakes his head. Nah, that's stupid. I'm too young for that. His phone buzzes again. His brows crunch together as he checks his notification. Ah, Ryota's calling me already? But I'm not even late. You thought you were not late. Maybe you are late. 30 minutes late. Maybe. Hi, sorry for being late, Ryota-kun. Ritsu rushed as much as he could to get here, but alas, he still arrived late. And to think, he really believed he was going to get here on time. Ryota's arms are crossed over his chest. He doesn't look particularly angry, but Ritsu knew Ryota long enough to tell that this young man was at least very annoyed. Ryota's clean shoes tap impatiently against the sleek host club floor, a threatening rhythmic tone against the chill music playing in the air. Did I tell you not to be late? I know, I'm sorry. Ritsu's embarrassed, but he can't hide the excitement he feels now that he's here. He starts his steps in a shameful shuffle, but by the time he's made his way to the counter, his steps are lighter than a feather. Why do you go through the effort of coming here anyways? If you wanted to hang out with him, you could ask. You two are supposed to be friends? 'Cause it's a win-win for everyone, duh. Kazu-kun gets the dough, I get yummy drinks. You're just trying to get wasted. It's both? Gosh, can't a guy want to support his friend and have a good time? Ritsu's practically hopping in place as he waits for a host club employee to notice them. The moment he has their attention, Ritsu immediately calls for the bestest person here. Hi, I want to see Kazu-kun, please. Ah, welcome back. Hey. Shit, so worried. Nakajima-san, when will you come here to support me? I can be good company too, you know. Huh? But that's not allowed. I already promised to support Kazu-kun. And I'm here to see Kazu-kun. He's my friend. The joke flies right over his head. Ritsu blinks blankly at the host with a wide, owlish eyes of confusion, who eventually gets embarrassed and looks away. I'm kidding. Of course. The guy's right here. The guy's here. Right this way. Yippee! Where's Kazu-kun? Ah! Wow! He is excited, huh? Is that a scar on the lip? It isn't hard to spot the host club's best man at work. Kazuya has that kind of draw to him, no matter where he is. Whether he's exhausted or at the top of his game, It seemed like Kazuya was somehow always able to create a welcoming bubble of space. It seems to work almost ev- it seems to work on almost everyone Kazuya came across at the club. And it probably worked on Ritsu too. After all, if Kazuya was in the room, Ritsu wanted to see him. To his credit, Ritsu first met Kazuya before he got into this gig. Ritsu? A familiar, well-styled head of a dark brown hair pokes out from behind a few ladies, who were already sticking to him by one of the seats at the back. The owner of the head of a the owner of that head of hair kindly gestures to his company with a little half nod before he rises from the leather couch and makes his way towards his new guest. Okay, that is a Scarlet. Kazuya never seemed to greet anyone else that Kazuya never seems to greet anyone else that way, apart from certain friends. He has a unique way of making others feel special. He may dress like a player, sure, all with his clean suit, half-open shirt, and a little blinks of jewelry hanging off his neck. But Ritsu didn't think he seemed like a dishonest or untrustworthy person. Kazuya is charismatic, silly, and one of Ritsu's dearest friends. I was not expecting my date to arrive this early. The man snickers in a high friendly tone as he stops right in front of them with his arms open invitingly. It isn't kind it isn't actually an invitation for a hug, but Ritsu's brain is too simple and way too excited. So the moment he sees the opportunity, Ritsu rushes over and flattens his face against Kazuya's front to hug his friend. He probably should be more ashamed of doing something like this in front of so many people, but well, Ritsu has no sense in Ritsu has no sense of shame in the weirdest of times. What are you talking about? Is that not why you came here? I'm heartbroken. Truly. Kazuya was usually pretty open about physical affections. Another aspect of Kazuya is that Another aspect of Kazuya that Ritsu really liked. Sometimes he was a little bit taken aback by some of Ritsu's vigor, but quickly recovering from a baffling situation was just something a host has to do, it seemed. Hold on, let me drink. My jaw is tired already. How many minutes has it been? I think 15 minutes, and my jaw is already tired. Wonderful. Wonderful. Oh, come on, why else would I come here? To hang out with you, stupid. May we sit down now? No, you specifically need to stand, actually. Wow, of course. Where did all that amiability go? You want a hug too? Absolutely not. You sure? I'm pretty good at those. He really is. Thank you for the feedback. I still don't want one. I still expect a 5-star review later. You should leave that to Ritsu. I think we should sit down though. I want to hang out with everyone. By everyone, with the ladies too? Ritsu finally unlatches himself from Kazuya's front and starts half walking, half bouncing his way towards the sitting area. The woman turned over, already anticipating their re-arrival. Re-arrival? Hope you don't mind the ladies? Of course not. Hi guys! A few girls sitting around where Kazuya was A few girls sitting around where Kazuya just was greet Ritsu back with varying level of extrovertism, but all with a kind smile. Ah, hi, welcome, girls. This is my friend, Ritsu. Girls? Shouldn't you call them ladies? I think they would be preferred being called ladies. An actual name this time. Some of them can fit in there. Kazuya has countless quirks to keep count of, but him not being able to remember names was the most obvious one of them all. He would rather turn to nicknames with a trait of the recipient that first sticks out to him. Some of his regular girls made a competitions about who had the cutest nickname sometimes. They could never come to a conclusion about it, but stories like that were fun to hear regardless. At this point, hearing an actual name from Kazuya's lips was something akin to a miracle and a genuine ground for jealousy. Ritsu sometimes worried if his arrival would cause problem for Kazuya at work, but he always wrote off that anxiety by reminding himself that he and Kazuya was just really good friends. And if that was the case, there was no reason for anyone to get jealous, right? Yeah. The three men takes their seats, Kazuya taking his place back next to one of the girls, and Ritsu following suit right next to him. Ryota takes the seat at the farther end of the couch and pulls out his phone with the slightest frowns. Despite being here, it looks like he isn't here to socialize. I went shopping last week and got a lot of stuff too. Do you wanna see? You were throwing money at the wall again? You make it sound like I spend money on just whatever. Look, what do you think of these pants? Super high quality, right? Is Ritsu like a rich second generation? I could see them shining from the other side of the room. You can just wear a safety jacket if you want to reflect light so much. Wow. Oh, come on. They're not that bright. But if you want to see shiny, look at what I found the other day at the shrine. Ritsu sticks his hand out in front of Kazuya's face. There were plenty of rings on his hands, but the silver band found at the shrine sticks out immediately from his usual style. You go to shrines? Oh wait, why was there a ring at the shrine? I don't go, but Hajime wanted to these days. He brought me with. It's really pretty, right? I found it in the water. Ryota pauses from his phone texting. He only glances at the two, a short glance before returning to his work. Must be work. What? You went swimming? Disturb the river gods or something? Gosh, of course not. I might not be religious, but it's a pretty special place. Lots of legends and stuff that my grandma used to tell me. It'd be rude to take a swim, I think. Wait, hold on. What if the amethyst silver ring is actually an offering to the river god and then he just stole it? What if? Where did you find it exactly? Close to the water banks. Pretty weird, right? It's so new and pretty looking. I can't imagine someone threw it out. Ritsu draws his hand back to himself and turned the ring over in his palms. Kazukun, you wear rings. Do you want to try it on? Dude, I'm sorry, I don't really want your swamp ring. Wow. Ritsu lets out a loud, shocked gasp and hugged his hand back to his chest. It isn't a swamp ring, it's a pretty ring. You didn't see it? That could have a million and one diseases. You're so mean to it. It's a ring, Ritsu. Wow, both of them agree to that one, huh? That's it. I'm only hanging out with the girls. Hey guys, drinks are on me. It probably wasn't wise to announce such thing at an expensive host club where the prices of drinks were already marked up from the beginning. But if there was one thing Ritsu always takes the chance for, if it's dangling right in front of him, it's that there's the opportunity to make a fun time great. He'll absolutely take it. God dang it. Okay, fine, fine. I'll go to the top left. There you go. I'll go to the top right. Alright. How many times have I moved myself on stream? Things started getting lively as Ritsu orders more drinks for everyone. After reaching the bottom of the sweet cocktail, he was buzzed and feeling a little more comfortable around the good company with him. There was laughter, and soon they're sharing a private stories. The ladies, who were at first guarded, seemed to warm up, especially after Ritsu ordered another batch of drinks. As the night continued on, Ritsu noticed that a girl Kazuya called Sugar was a natural in the social setting. She was easy to talk to and had a way of drawing someone into her stories. Another girl nicknamed Honey, meanwhile, was quieter, but Ritsu can't help but feel like she looked like she wanted to speak too. Past her shyness, Ritsu leans forward, elbows on his knees, eyes bright with interest. Ritsu likes his friends and likes his friends' friends, so he wants to hear more about them. Wow, Sugar-chan, you were saying something about that time at the beach? Oh, it was awful. Sugar giggles, twirling a strand of her hair around her finger. There I was, trying to look all glamorous, looking at the water when she stepped on a fucking crab, if I remember correctly. Kazuya-kun, I was getting to that part. Sugar pouted, but she was fighting a smile. Kazuya grins, taking a sip of his drink. Sugar sighed dramatically. I screamed, of course, jumped about a meter in the air, crashed into some volleyball beach goers and fell straight into the sand right after tangling in their net. So much for my sexy beach moment. Ritsu burst out laughing, nearly spilling the rest of his drinks. Oh no, oh god. I'm sorry. Did anyone see? She fell like across the volleyball people. The girl groans, but she's laughing too. Only about half the beach? Wow. That's very embarrassing. Ah, don't worry. I'm sure you'll still look great, even with the whole thing. A little sand and a little sand and volleyball can't stop Sugar-chan's glamour, right, Kazu-kun? Kazuya nods as he takes a sip of his own drink. The group chuckles, the atmosphere warm and buzzy. Ritsu beams. It was good seeing everyone enjoying themselves. Ritsu catches Ryota's eye and gives him a little nudge, trying to include his more reserved friend. Ryota-kun, why you stuck on the phone? Come on, let's share some beach stories. Ryota ignores Ritsu and keeps typing on his phone. Oh well, Ryota had a different ways of connecting with people. and he couldn't budge him when he seemed so set on something. So Ritsu turned his attention to the quieter woman, a warm smile on his face. What about you, Honey-chan? Any funny beach stories? The girl nicknamed Honey blushes slightly. She didn't seem used to direct question from guests. Oh, I don't really. Really now? What's wrong with sharing one of your delinquent days? Ayo? Honey's eyes lit up, clearly more comfortable with Kazuya leading the conversation. Oh, fine. I guess I could share. I used to be part of a lesbian biker gang. Oh my, that's awesome. As Honey starts her story, prompted by Kazuya's skilled questions, Ritsu settled back, content. This is nice. Good company, funny stories, and the warm buzz of alcohol making everything just a bit brighter. He glances at Kazuya, impressed as always by his friend's ability to keep everyone engaged. Yeah, this is how people should socialize, comfortably and cheerfully. This is nice. Eh? Hold on. Okay, it is not repeated. Okay, this is nice. A good company, funny stories, and a warm buzz of alcohol making everything just a bit brighter. I think it is. I feel like it might be repeated by accident. I think it is. I feel like it is. He hopes he could keep this fun going for as long as he can. With that thought in his mind, Ritsu bounces onto his feet, grinning from ear to ear. I'm feeling for another round. Who's with me? Dude. Ritsu spins around, arms wide in the air amidst his theatrical gesture, nearly topples into a server who was suddenly passing behind him. Ritsu's elbows catches the edge of the tray before he could steady himself. Glasses tip, brightly colored cocktail liquid, arcing us arcing high through the air, and Ritsu tries to follow where the liquid's trajectory would land, but he was far too slow, and the target of his mishap makes himself quickly known. Kazuya yells as cold alcohol drenched his suit. Ritsu, what the fuck? Shit, I'm sorry. Ritsu's eyes goes wide, his heart pounding against his rib. Ritsu grabs a fistful of napkins, rushes over, and frantically starts patting at Kazuya's chest. I'm sorry, I didn't see. Are you okay? Kazuya peels Ritsu's hands away, grimacing. I'm fine, just wet, is what he said. Ritsu looks at the mess on Kazuya's nice suit with guilt curling in his gut. Kazuya may be fine, but one of his nicest suits was ruined. I need to fix this. I can't fix this. Ritsu gasps and clasps his hand together. I'll fix it. Here, wait, I got this. Determination flashes in his eye as he feels the chance to correct his mistakes surge through him. He yanks off his own jacket, nearly strangling himself in the process. Here, wear this. Ritsu does not, but Ritsu's already draping his jacket over Kazuya's shoulder. He steps back, beaming with his hand propped up on his hip. His chest puffed out proudly. Ta-da! Fixed! Kazuya stares at him, then down at his tiny studded leather jacket adorning his torso like a skimpy excuse of a tall guard skirt. It was ridiculous, and did barely anything to cover the mess, but Ritsu still hears a snort escapes from Kazuya. Ritsu takes that as a good thing and feels his grin widen. I think it looks great on you. You're ridiculous. Kazuya shakes his head and Ryota sighs from his corner of the couch. He drops the phone on his lap and gives the group an almost bored stare. Perhaps it's time we call it a night. What? No way! The night is just getting started. Kazuya shakes his head and Ryota sighs from his corner of the couch. Eh? See again, it feels like there's what do you call that? A repeated text. I'm sure of it. Yep, it's repeated. Right, ladies? If you get any more drunk, you might burn the club down. Wow. Miyazaki, you can't say that. I'm not that drunk. You know that. Really now? As Ritsu launches into an animated defense of their need to stay, Kazuya catches the server's eye, mouthing out an apology. The server nods, being used to such antics in the club. Kazuya tugs at the jacket, a mix of exasperation and amusement on his face. They settle back into a pace of talking amongst drinks, but Ritsu settles down back next to Kazuya. He can't help but feel like something's been a little ruined. He wanted to make the evening last longer, but Ritsu didn't realize the server was close enough for him to even knock into his serving tray like that. It was embarrassing, actually, and he couldn't fall back into that easy, comfortable setting again. Ritsu can't really stay here much longer, huh? Ryota was right. Not even enough alcohol would save him from the embarrassment he felt. He should leave before he makes the night worse, actually. Ah, poor guy. A lingering sourness had settled in the deepest pit of Ritsu's stomach by the time he arrived home. His feet dragged along the soft carpet and the family home's hallway, and Ritsu let out a soft, heavy sigh. Ritsu knows he's a klutz, but he loves all his friends really dearly, so the fact that he caused Kazuya a mess in his own workplace was mortifying, especially since he knew how important both his work and his suits were. He quietly drags himself down the hallway, careful not to wake up anyone who might still be around the house. But right when he's about to reach his room, uh, his bedroom door is left wide open. Everyone in the house knows Ritsu doesn't like that. His room was supposed to be off limits, especially when he's not at home. Ritsu stands still, that sour feeling rotting into something heavier, like acid trying to sear its way through the lining of his stomach. Suddenly, he doesn't want to bring himself to walk into his room anymore. Ritsu? Ah! Ritsu gasps and whips around, barely choking back a shriek. Jeez, calm down, it's just me. Hajime? Oh my god, don't scare me like that. Hajime pressed a hand against his chest and stepped back from Ritsu, almost as if he were afraid Ritsu would hit him after yelling at him. Seeing that doesn't leave a good feeling in Ritsu's mouth. Me? Scare you? Your reaction scared me more. I'm just surprised you're home earlier than expected. Ritsu chews on his lower lips in an attempt to bite back his scowl. Hajime pauses. What's wrong? Did um did Aunt come through my room by any chance? Huh? Hajime turns his gaze back to Ritsu's doorway. There's a moment where his usually stern expression shifts, almost as if he's surprised, but Ritsu always had trouble understanding Hajime's face. Unlike Ryota, who Ritsu knew, or at least believed, had a warmth behind his stony expression. Ritsu never sure when it comes to Hajime. He wonders why that is. No, I don't think so. You always get pissed if you suspect someone gone through your room. That's because people have. Ugh. But you're sure she hasn't? Well, I haven't exactly asked. Why are you pressed? You don't have to be suspicious of your own family. Hajime stops himself, almost as if he feels the way Ritsu's bristle for a second. The moment hang in the air before Hajime breathes out and says slower, softer. You don't have to be suspicious of everyone. Sure. Now I'm curious about Ritsu's backstory now. I'm glad you came home early. You should make a habit of it more. Or screw off. Hajime's back stiffened at that, and Ritsu feels like he might get scolded again. So before he could face the consequences of his own snapping, Ritsu turns his heel and escapes to his room. Facing Hajime is still hard. Too hard. Maybe Ritsu wasn't over it yet. Okay, backstory time? His door being left wide open seems to be the only thing that was amiss. Even so, Ritsu couldn't relax until he paced around his room, listening to the hallway, and scrubbed his hands up and down his arm in a tight embrace. And eventually, Ritsu tires himself out. Can't believe they did that. Was it aunt? Or he doesn't want to finish the thought. With a frustrated grumble, he sinks back into the corner of his bed, right where the bed frame meets the black wall of his room. He draws his knees to himself and takes out his phone. How is everyone else doing? I hope Kazukun isn't mad anymore. Hey, that cute! Strata. Kira-san, don't forget about tomorrow. Who is Kira? Tomorrow? Kira forget the spaghetti. Wow. I texted you about a few hours about it too. No, Kira didn't forget. Don't go, it's embarrassing. I literally have to. No, you don't. Stop lying. What did Kira-chan forget? I didn't know we had a calendar in our midst. Very funny. Kira-chan will be pretty promy. We know, princess. Good. Kira-chan will definitely be the prettiest. Kazukun? What's up? Are you okay? Burn knuckle! I'm actively melting. Melting from what? Goodbye, cruel world. What? No, I'm sorry. Next time tell me if I have to bring an umbrella to work. Wow, I didn't mean to. I wasn't even that drunk to begin with. I swear, I've been really weird about my things all day today. Did Ryotakun tell you guys? Weird? Are they all made of cakes? Everything can be a cake nowadays. Right. There was a video about the cake of what do you call that? The I forgot what it was. Hippopotamus. A cake of a baby hippo. Is that everyone was talking about recently, the one in the Thai zoos? And then someone actually made a very realistically looking cake of that baby hippo and just drove a knife through it, and everyone's like, no! But it's a cake. It's a cake. No animal was harmed in that. I wish. But no, getting into uni and having my classes were so rough. My things kept getting misplaced. And I'm wondering if my folks are going through my stuff too. You're not getting bullied, right? You sure it's not just you being clumsy? I'm too cool for the bullies, and I'm not that clumsy. Oh, it's cause you're made of cash? I'm not. What the fuck? Did the princess lie? You green though. I don't understand what that means. Just because I'm green doesn't make me made out of money. You guys don't say that for Yotakun. Tiny and green. Meet at the end of the rainbow and you get a pot of gold. Leprechaun? No, no, no. I'm not gonna buy Kazuka a new suit if he calls me a what the fuck? Leprachna. Am I supposed to go to work naked? No? So stop calling me that. Maybe something really nice happened to Ritsuku and now your karma is reversed. Just kidding. Oh, actually, Hajime and I went to the shrine yesterday. Ah, that thing. I found a pretty ring that got trashed in the water. Pretty ring. It was a good find. Maybe that's my good luck charm thingy. I hope you washed it. Stealing item from a shrine? You get cursed, Ritsuku. I didn't steal it from the shrine. I just found it in the water. It was kind of out of the way and stuff. And Kazuku, stop calling my ring stinky. I didn't mean to. I wasn't even that drunk to begin with. Curse swamp ring. Mini. Maybe you're not getting enough sleep, Ritsuku. Have things been really hard recently? Maybe. Not hard, just confusing. Sleep can help me. I'm kinda tired too. So I think I'll try and hit the hay. Sleep. Z's. You guys get some sleep too. Sweet dreams, everyone. No need sleep. Powerful, strong, fierce. Wait until you get older. Go to sleep. Ha. You green though. Ritsu Nakajima is offline. No! We lost Ritsu to the war. We will remember his contribution to our cause. Sleep is a cruel mistress. You should be next. No! Stop it. I'm still waiting for the visual novel aspect. That's so weird. Where's my stuff? Ritsu got up early to get ready for his classes. His morning routine always involves shower and some tidying before he checks his room to pack his bag and for anything he'd need for the day. The only problem was Ritsu was not only missing his bag, but some of his clothes too. There's no way there's a mistake here. He couldn't misplace all of that, could he? Ritsu checks under his bed, upturned pillows, blankets, chair cushions, then even start pouring through his closet, desk drawers. He has half the mind to upturn his own bathroom even though he spent his entire morning routine in there. He's sure he didn't put his bag there because Ritsu could never brought his duffel bag in there. But with how much he scoured his room and came up with no results, he started to even doubt his own ability to remember things. This isn't right. Where? Huh? What was that sound in his hallway? Ritsu stiffens, waiting for someone to burst into his room and announce. But when that didn't come, Ritsu felt even more perplexed. I should check. Nobody can be spotted in the hallway. There's not a living person in sight. But when he glances his eyes downwards, Ritsu feels his entire body tense. Dumped in a pile in the middle of the hallway, right in front of his room, like a mound of trash that's been gathered and thrown into the ground, were Ritsu's things. His duffel bag, school books, expensive economic textbook, even clothes and jewelry that went missing this morning, all there, gathered in a haphazard, almost hateful pile. Eh? What? That certain sickness starts to curl in his stomach again. He had gotten good at ignoring it, but only because he had enough doubt to write off those anxieties. But this right now, heavy, brisk footsteps resound down the hallway. Ritsu doesn't notice until a familiar sight comes to the corner of his vision. Ritsu, what is this? His cousin sounds accusatory as always, and Ritsu feels an unpleasant ire rise up in him. You tell me, is Aunt going through my things? Hajime looks baffled. What? Ritsu storms forward to gather his things into his arm, his chest stinging with a strange kind of rejection. If his aunt wanted to give him trouble, he'd understand if she hated him again. But if she wants to kick him out, she should at least tell him that to his face. Ritsu, what are you thinking of right now? Ritsu didn't realize his face had a contorted to a pained scowl. He gives Hajime a stricken look, and Hajime falters. You tell me, is Aunt going through my things? You should ask her if you believe something's wrong. I haven't seen her coming towards your room, so I can't see why Aunt would be moving your things. There's something strange about the way Hajime spoke just now, as if he's being extremely careful about the words he picked. Ritsu doesn't understand and he doesn't have time to try to. I will later. I have to go to classes now. Hajime's brow furrowed downwards, almost as if he is disappointed by something. But by what? Ritsu doesn't get an answer. Finally, a choice! Wait, I want to talk to someone. Why is this locked though? Do I have to play this multiple times uh to what do you call this? To get all the choices? Because there's this I want to talk to someone, but I can only choose this. Let's just get through the day. You know what? Let me save. Ritsu point of view. Is there a multiple point of view? Is there a multiple point of view? Wonderful. Just wonderful. Ritsu. I want to like lean back. Can I lean back? Oh. Hi. Why were you ignoring my messages? You were texting me? Shit, sorry. What's up? You're going to be late. Huh? Don't tell me you forgot. What? No, wait. What did I forget? Oh no. Oh my. You wanted to see me after school. I'll be right there. You won't make it. I will. Oh no. Poor guy. Ritsu, in fact, did not make it. Ryota asked him to come see a shot he was managing. Ryota never treated his work like a big deal, but somehow he's managed to weave his everyday university student life with the family business he had behind him. Ritsu doesn't know how he managed to mess up so badly and come so late to something like this. After all, it was a fashion shoot. Ritsu could have seen something really cool, but alas, luck wasn't on his side. By the time he gets to the cafe, whatever fun event that could have been here was obviously already over. The cafe flits with only less than a handful of people, and when Ritsu scans the area, he suddenly sees... Huh? Is Ryota waiting for him? Ryota-kun? A familiar tall man wearing a suit jacket is standing at the front of the short line at the barista's counter. His face is stony as usual and his pyrite gold eyes are zeroed down accusingly at Ritsu. Ritsu jumps and feels his back straighten almost immediately. I told you that you wouldn't have made it. If Ritsu had a pair of ears and a tail to match, they definitely would have tucked down, hiding between his legs. Right now, Ritsu's shoulders slump and he shuffles over to Ryota. I'm sorry. Ryota sighed and turned his back to Ritsu for a moment as he grabbed something off the counter. So, did I just miss the shoot? It was over an hour and a half ago. That much time? You were late by that much time? I was assuming like maybe 10-15 minutes, at most 30 minutes, but an hour and a half? Holy shit. Wait, so you waited for me nearly 2 hours? Why? Ryota's face turns even more sour, and Ritsu can't hold back his yelp of fear this time. Ritsu, here. I'm sorry. Wait, what? A plastic takeout cup of something cold is shoved into Ritsu's unsuspecting hands. Somehow, he manages to take it without dropping it, and Ritsu blinks as he finds himself holding a cup of an ice-cold frappuccino? He blinks up at Ryota in a pure confusion, and Ryota just clicks his tongue and scowls. Go find a table for us. I'll be there in a moment. Oh, Ryota-kun wants company. Ritsu. Ritsu giggles and hurries off before Ryota can change his mind. He still doesn't see the full picture, but knowing that Ryota doesn't want to chase Ritsu away in a fit of justified anger did relieve him somewhat. Ritsu finds them a table off the side of the Ritsu finds them a table off to the side and waits for Ryota to come back. A few moments later, Ryota arrives with a cup of black coffee in hand. He sits down across from Ritsu, takes a sip, and lets out a sigh. Well, that's a very... Yep, Ryota-kun is upset. Ryota rolls his eyes. Isn't that obvious? I mean, dude, why didn't you just text him, like remind him like 15 minutes before the start of the photo shoot or something? That's your fault too. Ritsu winces and laughs nervously. I'm sorry, really. I've been really off lately. But even then, that isn't a good excuse. I'm glad you recognize that much, at least. But I feel like you're grumpy about something else too. I just can't put a finger on it, but something else is in your nerves too, isn't there? Ryota blinks and pauses, looking at him as though he genuinely surprised for a moment. Then he lets out a strange half. That's a half laugh, half scoff, and Ritsu saw something like a smile grow on Ryota's lips. You're perceptive at the weirdest of time. Huh? Ryota turns his cup of coffee in his hands and the light filtering from the window catching into the metallic blue and steel gleam from his shiny wristwatch. I'm frustrated because while I was waiting for you to arrive, I lost a hold of the model I'm looking after. You're looking after a model? I was meaning to drive them home myself, but their annoying bodyguard got to them first. Ryota's lips curl back into a scowl, and Ritsu feels something starting to click in his head. This petulant reaction, where Ryota starts to get grumpy after not getting something he wants. Ritsu gasped, then slapped his hand over his mouth to hold back his snicker. Ryota shoots him a glare. What? You're jealous. I don't know of what, but I can tell. I don't know what you're talking about. Ryota instantly shuts him up, but he can't do anything about the smile on his face. What's wrong with you today? I saw you in class. You've been depressed the entire time. Except Shuai and ask him that apparently. Ritsu's smile dies down a little, and his hand remains hovering over his mouth as his gaze drops to the table between them. Is everything alright with you? I'm fine, just don't worry about your senpai, okay? I've got a little things on my head I need to sort out, you know? Ryota rolls his eyes. I suddenly regret even asking. No, but I seriously do feel bad for forgetting about today's model shoot. Why did you invite me again? Was it because, I like fashion so much? That's only part of the reason. Didn't I already tell you? I wanted you to meet my model in person. His model? Who? Kira-san, of course. Kira-san? Wait, but Ryota kept calling them his models, so did that mean... Ritsu's jaw nearly drops to the ground. Kira-chan works for you? The look at Ryota gave him... Okay, hold on. Okay, the look that Ryota gave him made his maddeningly lukewarm compared to the utter shock Ritsu feels at this information. In fact, he looked at him as if he could have known this in the first place. You didn't know this? This is why people call you stupid. Ritsu's never going to get over this, especially under such unforgiving coldness like Ryota's. Ritsu huffs to himself as he pulls his ring off his fingers to wash his hands. He plops them into his pocket and grumbles under his breath about how Ryota is way too careless when it comes to letting people in on basic information. Seriously, how did Ryota not tell him this sooner? Did Kazuya already know? Or was Ritsu the only one who didn't realize this? Well, it wasn't like Ryota nor Kira had to tell him. He was just a little bit embarrassed for not realizing it earlier, maybe. Kira is an interesting figure. They're always fun to talk to, but he's never seen them in person yet. It's too bad he didn't get to this time. Ritsu wonders what a fashion model like Kira is like. Despite being friends with Ryota for a long time, he doesn't get involved with his family business. The two of them were similar in that way, actually. He and Ryota were both from rich upbringings involving their families and yet preferred to keep family and personal life separate. So that's part of the reason why Ritsu is so surprised to learn that Kira is involved in Ryota's work life. Ryota's work life is a mystery to him, just like how Ritsu prefers to keep his own family life away from his friends. Ritsu runs his hand under the sink as he hums a little tune slightly offbeat. He turns the water off. He lifts his head up to check himself in the mirror. He finds himself double checking to see if his hairpin was still in his hair. Check. Everything is still on his head, where it belongs. He didn't even take them off, so he doesn't know why he even worried in the first place. He lets out a soft sigh. Finally, the horror. Ritsu's breath freezes up in his throat, choking him in an instant. There's a figure behind him, reflected in the mirror. He can see it. Every cell in his body stiffens, screaming to run, and so Ritsu scrambles. What the shit? The strange figure takes a step closer. Wait, stop! And Ritsu shoves his palm into his face, blocking his vision out. Eh, It's not there. It's not there. It's not real. I know it's not real. There was no way he could be here. Ritsu is just being strange again. If he opens his eye again, it'll be fine. Ritsu takes a slow, shuddering breath, lowers his hand from his face, and carefully opens his eyes. Nothing. No shadowy monster looked back at him from the reflection. Just Ritsu himself, and nothing else. Ah, am I not getting enough sleep? I'm not partying all night or anything like that. Ritsu doesn't like this. He feels like he's getting worse again. If it's not drinking, it's not. If it's not drinking and not a severe lack of sleep, didn't he outgrow this already? Ritsu digs back into his pocket to put his ring back on. The silver ring on his right ring finger. One, two, three gold rings. Huh? He's missing one. One of his gold rings. Huh? Huh? Ritsu rushes as he bursts out of the bathroom, his lungs burning with a slow rising panic. Where was it? He doesn't lose. He doesn't lose those. Never. He could misplace his clothes, his book, his phone, hell, it maybe even his wallet, but never those. Something grabbed his shoulder. Ritsu. It was Ryota. It was just a simple tap, but Ritsu let out a sharp shriek that cuts through the entire cafe's atmosphere. Ritsu jumps back and whip around, chest tight and breath heaving as if Ryota had tried to attack him. He stares at Ryota with a wide, horrified eyes. Ryota-kun, don't you know I don't like being surprised like that? He can't help the upset and betrayal that drips from his voice as he yells at Ryota, almost as if wounded. They knew each other for so long that Ryota had have to known this, and yet Ryota just watches him and blinks in that infuriatingly stoic face away. It slipped my mind. I'm sorry. I apologize. It slipped your mind? Ritsu doesn't believe that for a second, but he can't exactly prove it either. He presses his hand on his chest and tries to catch his breath while hoping he's not blinking any tears into existence by mistake. Edward, hello! Bonk? Did the bonk not work? Is the bonk not bonking? Wait, bonk. There you go, bonk. You didn't hear it? I also didn't hear it. Ritsu doesn't believe. If you're asking about music, there's no music, yes. Ritsu doesn't believe that for a second, but he can't exactly prove it either. He presses his hand to his chest and tries to catch his breath while hoping he's not blinking any tears into existence by mistake. That seriously is not funny, Ryota-kun. I don't like that. Ryota doesn't say anything. Ritsu's hand still feels wrong. Ritsu's brows crunch together as that rolling anxiety twists his stomach painfully, and after he let out a frustrated huff through his nose, Ritsu tries to brush off the upset and search the floor around the cafe. Ritsu, what do you want? Your rings. I have them. Huh? Ritsu's head shoots up at Ryota, surprise clear on his face. You left them on the table we were sitting at. On the table? No way. Are you sure? Anyway, by the way, Edward, how are you doing? Hello, bot. Soon, I shall ban you. I shall ban you. Block user, there you go. Doing good? Nice. What have you been doing lately? I haven't been streaming a lot, I know. But tell me, what have you been doing? I came back from the bathroom after you, and I saw them here. Ritsu holds his slightly shaky hand out for his rings, which Ryota immediately gives. Ritsu checks them over, and surely, without a doubt, it was his 3 precious gold rings. I thought you said you missed one. Nothing much? How about gaming? What game have you been playing lately? By the way, you remember when I said that I plan to play a very sassy, well, not very sassy, just a sassy BL visual novel called Snow Damage? I think I may be able to do that soon because the live stream in Fansly is finally open to the public. It's still beta, but open to the public. So I plan to stream there for all the not safe for work BL novel. Ritsu holds his slightly shaky hands. Oh yeah, 3 gold ring. I remember Ritsu says he lost one, did he not? Maybe I'm wrong. That is so strange. Because after all, Ritsu thought that. Don't you wear these all the time? Yeah. Ritsu thought he was wearing them. His memory may be somewhat spotty, but not spotty enough for him to forget something like this. Ryota's question is a confirmation of the reality that Ritsu's used to. Ritsu doesn't just randomly slip his own rings off his fingers and leaves them unattended. But if that was the case... By the way, I'm mostly playing GTA 5 recently. The online or just the story quest? How did his ring get from his pocket in the bathroom to the cafe tabletop? Be more careful. These are important to you. I know that. Sorry. Thank you, Ryota-kun. Online? Isn't the GTA Online is fun, right? Are you playing the mod or the RP server? Edward, Elsa, hello, excited to see someone playing this one. Hello, Pudos. Hello, welcome to the stream. And yes, I'm planning to play a few of the Spooktober visual novel jam from itch.io. And this is the first one that I played because it has the largest size that I downloaded last night. So yeah, I'm on console, so just the regular version. I see. Maybe we can play together one day. Maybe. I have GTA Online, but I'll probably have to make a new character. Ritsu doesn't get to say much, his head swarming with confused thoughts and an uneasiness that refuses to go away. Ryota sighed, then turned his head to look out the window of the cafe. By the way, Pudos, I assume, I hope that I pronounced the name right. Are you also playing this game? How long is the game? You can tell me how long the game is, just don't spoil. My car is parked outside. I'll drive you home, it's getting late. Ritsu looks up in a surprise. But I brought my bike with me. Put it in the back. Hajime will be annoying if I let you ride back by yourself. But you always let me go home by myself when I want to. Think of it as an extended apology for forgetting earlier. Ritsu still couldn't believe Ryota could just forget something like that. But he can't blame him either. Ritsu doesn't like reinforcing his strange reaction and justifying them, so he simply nods and smiles. Thank you, Ryota-kun. Stop thanking me and get your bike. We're leaving now. I have played this one. It's pretty long. I think 2 hour-ish. Alright. Not that much then. 2 hour-ish is doable. The size is from the art though. Ah, I see. So it's the... But still, compared to the other ones that I downloaded, this one was I think 1.7 gig. And the rest was probably about 400 meg highest. But still, it looks nice. The art looks nice too, but there are few things that I found where the lines seems to be repeating itself. Maybe they just accidentally being included back when they compile it, I guess. Ritsu is exhausted. The edges of his nerves were frayed. He ended up enjoying the short coffee session with Ryota, but still can't understand why Ryota touched him from behind like that. It always made him uncomfortable. It almost feels like Ryota did it on purpose. Yeah, it's a thick boy. But there's no way. Ryota will never make him uncomfortable on purpose. What would the reason be for anyways? Oi. You're stupidly touchy about all the wrong things, you know. Huh? Huh? He whips his head around. Was that Hajime? Ritsu briskly walks toward his bedroom door, turns the handle, and swings it open. But nobody's behind his door. If his other cousins are playing trick on him, Ritsu isn't going to like that. Maybe when he gets the chance, he's going to ask them about it. Ritsu slowly closes the door and he turns around. Uh-oh. Huh? What? Ritsu blinks and rubs his eyes hard. Was that? Dude, you know what? I think you should just throw the ring away. Ever since you pick up the ring, everything goes wrong. Huh? That wasn't one of his cousins. Oh shit, that shot me too. I should distract myself. OMG! Kira-chan, is that you? I miss you completely, I'm so sorry. Can we plan a playdate sometime this week? I can't believe I missed a chance to see you. Something happened? It's okay, Ritsu-chan. Kira-chan got busy, but we can plan an adventure together. Yay! You going on adventures without me? Kazu-kun. What? We should all go on an adventure together. That's a great idea, yes! One boy haunted by whatever it is, and 3 friends going out on an adventure. Maybe an island. And then all things go wrong. Sounds fun. Karaoke? I still owe Kazukun a suit too. Kazukun's too busy, so if we all meet up, we should probably hit 2 rocks with 1 stone. Oh, that's still from the game? What? Still what game? What's still on the game? 2 rocks with 1 stone. Let's see. Isn't it 2 birds with 1 stone? The text. Yes, it is from the game. The fuck are you talking about? 2 birds with 1 stone. Yep, there it is. Kira-chan thought it was a new age lingo. True. You know, sometimes the new age lingos, me as an old person can no longer catch up, unfortunately. Princess, no. I think I could come up with something new, with some new lingo. Please no. Yes, no. 2 burbs with 1 Kira-san? With 1 stone guy. Get some sleep. No, sleep is for the weak. And you are weak. Go to bed. Kira is strong. Fierens. How dare you? Maybe he has a point. Of course I do. Don't get used to it. Kira can still run a marathon. Maybe we can do that when we meet up? Absolutely not. That would kill her. Running! We do! Let's buy shoes. I think Kira is drunk. We can buy shoes together? Focus on my suit for now. Right! I'll get Kazukun the prettiest suit at the mall ever. Wah, ilk boah. Is this some Gen Alpha stuff? Tiny and green, meet at the end of the rainbow and you get a pot of gold. Ryota kicked Kira from the group chat. Wow, who gave this guy permission? Ryota, what the fuck? He wasn't sleeping when I told him to. And this is why you don't have friends. What? Whoa. Ritsu blankly rolls his pencil across the coffee table he sat at. His back slouched over and his free hand idly turning one of the many rings rested on his fingers. Hajime is sitting on the couch nearby, actually working on his laptop, unlike Ritsu. In an otherwise peaceful early morning with the youngest and oldest Nakajima cousins spending their time in the family living room, tending to their own business. And Ritsu is bored out of his mind. Ah, man. Without looking up from his screen, Hajime responds to Ritsu's whining. What? I'm so bored. Are you done with your work? No. I can't focus. I couldn't sleep at all last night. Which wasn't unusual. Nightmares frequently plague Ritsu unless he exhausts himself so far he can't even think anymore. But these days, he keeps feeling like something was whispering in his room. It's hard to sleep when it feels like something is waiting for him outside his door. Hajime's typing stops. He lifts his head to narrow his eyes down on Ritsu. Isn't your assignment due soon? Ah, yeah, but I can't think. My brain isn't working. Oh, I know what to do. Ritsu suddenly stands up from his seat, stretching his arm high above his head. Hajime seems to sense something, and he slowly lowers his laptop screen with a nudge. If you're stuck, you can just ask me to help. Okay. So, will you stay and finish? Later, I promise. Promise. Promise? Ritsu cackles and leaps out of the living room, leaving poor Hajime to his confusion. Ritsu's plan for the perfect way to get back into focus is, of course, more distractions. But not just any kind of distraction. Kira's promise of an arcade meetup with everyone filled Ritsu with an excitement that helps push him through any sort of distress that Ritsu may come across. After all, Ritsu loves hanging out with his friends. Without them, Ritsu is pretty sure his day would be a lot darker than they were now. Even when he's stuck at home, their silly little group chat will always help anchor him somewhere to the outside world. It isn't like Ritsu's a prisoner in his own home or anything, but Ritsu wasn't stupid. He has many He has many a reason to be at odds with his folks at home. He's lucky enough to be allowed to stay here at all. He wonders what he'll do after university. Work? Sure, he could get a job, but the only job he could see his folks supporting would be. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Why? Ritsu slaps his palm against his face. I'm here for the perfect distraction. It's time to outfit coordinate. I'm gonna be meeting Kira-chan again tomorrow. I have to make sure I look pretty good, really good. After all, Kira-chan's style is amazing. I have to make sure I show my best stuff. Of course, it's not like I ever stop. Like a crow proudly fluffing up his chest after preening himself. Ritsu nods and smiles as he grabs the handle of his grand wardrobe, ready to throw the door open. Let me guess, something is inside the wardrobe. What website are you gonna stream that other stuff on? Fansly. Hold on. I don't think. Oh shit, I'm sorry. I don't think I can actually type here. Let me try the Fansly. Yep, I cannot. Hold on. Uno momento. I know what to do. Twitch on phone. Wait a sec. Create a dashboard. Stream manager. Nah. Fansly. There you go. He's already thinking about the different kind of styles he could try and go for in an arcade. Leather jackets, netted arm sleeves. Maybe he can even go bolder and try for a layered mesh of shirt combo. He has to keep comfort for a long day in mind, but the vain little part of him could never stop at the chance to show off his style a little. After all, Ritsu's self-expression is most important to him. You know that site? Yes, it's where people sell fit picture. I can stream all the not safe for work BL visual novel there. Like maybe slow damage or dramatical dogainu. All those sassy stuff. And what better way to express his style than his own? Clothes? Let me guess. Missing again? Wait. What happened to his clothes? Ritsu's wardrobe is lined with dresses, sundresses, skirts, pastel pinks, yellows, whites. A few are simply printed, some plaid. This doesn't make any sense. A confused, unsure hand reaches out to touch the fabric. But what the heck are these doing here? These aren't mine. Where are my clothes? Did somebody misplace their clothes? But he has no female cousins living in the house, and no other. Uh-uh. Even then, not even his aunt wears things like this either. And she knew better than to try and make Ritsu try to. He swallows uncomfortably as he pushes his hand through the thick, fluffy fabric and lace. Ritsu thinks he sees some colors other than pastel, and when he draws the dress back, he slaps his hand over his mouth and staggers backward. This is cruel. What happened? Did his clothes got like slashed by knives or something? This is way too cruel. Is someone approaching? Okay. Alright. Ritsu. I know you're an adult, but you never come home to do work after school, so I really think you should finish what you can right now. Hajime is met with a continuing silence. Ritsu? He slowly pushes the door open and peers inside. Ritsu's expression is stark, but he doesn't try to look at Hajime. His eyes are fixated on the several sets of clothes that doesn't belong here. Ah, you are here. If I'm talking to you, you should really respond. Is this funny to you guys? What is he holding? What is that? What? Ritsu lets out a sharp, caustic laugh, exasperation scalding dry against his voice. If you guys want to tell me something, just say it to my face. Ritsu, what on earth are you talking about? You don't know? You seriously don't know? Look at this, Hajime. Look at this and tell me I shouldn't be pissed. I still don't know what that is, too. He swings his arm fast against his open wardrobe door and ends up smacking his hand hard against the heavy wood. Pain shoots up on Pain shoots up his wrist, cramping his fingers, and Ritsu cries out and bends forwards. Hajime startles and steps forward. Ah, ow! Ritsu, careful! I don't understand. Slow down. Ritsu shakes his head hard and tries to inhale and exhale slowly, but can't bring himself to take any breath outside of quick, shallow, and hot. I know you all think I'm stupid, but if you guys want to kick me out, or tell me that you're sick of me, or need me to face something, then just tell me. You don't need to throw my things out in the hallway or put beep stuff on my closet. That's so mean. It's so unfair. What are you? Why is Hajime asking him what's wrong? Can't he see? Ritsu's going to pull his own hair out. His eyes are hot. His chest hurts. He can't believe someone put beep clothes into his closet. He lets out a frustrated shriek and covers his face behind clawing palms. He can't bring himself to look anymore. Because while the dresses did make him upset, what more than the dresses, what hurt more was just fucking look. Alright, I want to know too, damn it. He can't take this anymore. Ritsu's breathing heaves as he tries to calm down and wait for Hajime to say something. He hears his cousin tentatively step forward, the wardrobe door creaking as Hajime opens it to see normal clothes. Ritsu. Ritsu's exhausted, just screaming like that took so much out of him and he wants to crawl into a hole and disappear already. So in a small voice, devoid of any energy, he mumbles out, Yes? Hajime speaks softly and slowly. He's gentle in a way Ritsu never expected Hajime to speak before. I understand that you're stressed. I really do. But even so, you shouldn't act out like this, especially to your family. No matter how stressed out you are, that isn't right. Making things up is even worse. A sharp stabbing pain strikes right through Ritsu's ribs at Hajime's words. His head jerks back up and his mouth fall open. What? Making things up? No. Why do you think I'm... You think I'm lying? There's those stupid dresses that aunt got me, and beep stuff. And is there too. Don't you think that's too much? I know you don't get other things. I know you don't get the other things, but beep, 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 beep. I'm turning into a bird. Hajime looked down at him with something bitter, like pitying disappointment in his amber gold eyes. And somehow, even though Ritsu doesn't think he's supposed to, he feels a dark, bone deep shame. I only see your clothes here, Ritsu. No, No, it's filled with dresses and can't you see? It's not just that there's Acheng. Eh. There is Ritsu turns his eye back to his wardrobe, baffled because how can Hajime not see what's in front of them? Ritsu's wardrobe, which was supposed to be filled with his clothes, is filled with his clothes. Yep, filled with his own clothes. Our dude is going crazy. You're allowed to be stressed, but the way you're handling it isn't right. Don't take it out on me, or Aunt, or any of the others, and don't make up things. Hajime's words sound like they're underwater. I wasn't making things up. His own words sounds like they're underwater. Ritsu's voice chokes up as he tries to jostle through his wardrobe. Somehow, it's still full of dark clothes, black jackets and pants, leather beads and grey vests, everything that Ritsu had always been looking for before. But it hadn't been there just a few seconds ago. Ritsu was sure of it. He felt it under his hand. He felt the ruffles and the lace and the soft sweater material. Right. It was there. Right? He was right here. Ritsu's voice wobbles. Ritsu? Ritsu's visions begins to blur. He takes a shaky, sharp inhale, but when he tried to let it out at the next exhale, a choked up soap bubbled forward instead, wrenched out from the sick feeling that had pitted itself deep in his stomach. He doesn't get it. Is he going crazy again? Again? Before he realizes it, his knees sink and hit the floor. Hajime says something, but he can't hear it over the sound of his ears roaring and something ugly and painful swelling up in his head, his chest wrenching out of his throat. Yes, Edward? Our dude is going crazy? Indeed he is. Lecture hall is a daze. Going about once day after crying always leave a sting that seems to exhaust him. It's why Ritsu tries to not cry when he can, but sometimes it just can't be avoided. It's kind of embarrassing. The good thing about university was that if Ritsu wants to disappear, all he has to do is fall quiet and linger behind. High school was harder to hide from, but here, even if Ritsu was a social Acheng. Meow, meow, meow. Mm, mm. Where was I? If Ritsu and linger behind, high school was harder to hide from, but here, even if Ritsu was a social, friend-loving creature, he also had his moment of being tired to show off. These days, he's really tired. Ritsu makes it to a late lunch hour. The cafeteria is bright, bustling with students rushing between classes. It doesn't escape Ritsu's notice that he doesn't recognize many students from his graduating year anymore. Most of them were gone, leaving fewer and fewer faces he can recognize between classes and breaks. Ritsu pauses halfway as he drags his tray of food across the counter. Where is this insecurity coming from? Ritsu chews on his lower lips as he grabs a portion of vegetarian pasta and tosses it into his plate. That's unhealthy, dude. Eat more rice. Eat more rice. Ritsu never had trouble talking to people. He's never been alone before. And even if he's always been an odd one in his groups, Ritsu is loud and obnoxious. He was different in fashion and how he presented himself, but he never tried to get in the way or disrupt others with how he exists. Ritsu could be loud and weird, but only within acceptable constraint. That way, not everyone could be disgusted by him or hate him. He slides into the table and in the usual place where he and Ryota would eat. But his friends, if his friend was here, maybe his head wouldn't be filled with so many strange thoughts. Alas, Ryota's in class and Ritsu's so alone right now. But it isn't like Ritsu's a lonely guy either. If Ritsu wants to, or rather, if he had the energy to, he would have gone to find someone to chat to during this lunch break. His eyes aim their unfocused gaze out the window where more students bustle through the concrete courtyard in the groups. Concrete courtyard in groups, all rushing to be somewhere. He idly twirled his fork and against his plate, nudging the food against his utensil. Ritsu isn't a lonely guy. He doesn't purposefully chase everyone around him away. So this day, why did Ritsu feel so lonely? Huh? His fork crunched through something with a thick layer before giving way into something thick, wet, almost squishy. That anxious dread starts to well up deep in his stomach again. With a fearful hesitance, Ritsu's eyes drop back down to his plate. Uh-oh. Oh shit! I hate Centipede. He has no idea how. He has no idea how it got there, but an oversized bug somehow got tangled in his food and found itself right underneath the waiting end of his fork. It's still wriggling. It's still wriggling through the stabbing, and every time it tries to move, more of its guts gush out and spills over his food. The I in idli is pronounced like I, idli, idli, not idli. Ah, Ritsu wants to throw up. I would also throw up if a centipede on my. Okay, you know what? You know what? Out of all the venomous poisonous bugs, I hate the centipede the most. I can handle, what do you call this thing, scorpion. We have few scorpions accident in our place, but centipede, I don't like it at all. Like, it has so many legs, and those legs looks like a little bit sharp, and they're also venomous, and it feels like if you got bitten by it, it's gonna rip off a chunk of your flesh because of how they are shaped. So yeah, I don't like centipede at all. Ritsu. Oh, hi Ryota-kun. What's going on? Of course, Ryota's always to the point. One can always leave it to him to never cut corners. Ritsu laughed. Isn't cutting corner is like right straight to the point? I think what they meant would be beating around the bushes. Ritsu laughed a little nervously. Gee, people are talking about it so much already. That's really embarrassing. He turns his gaze away, but Ryota presses onward. You made a scene in the dining hall. Everyone on campus is talking about it, even the professors. Wow, I'm famous now. Ritsu. Ritsu wants to be annoyed at Ryota's annoyance, but he's far too tired for it. So instead, he just makes a soft noise and shrugs his shoulder. His eye stings and his throat hurts. Look, I don't know what happened. I'm sorry. It's not a matter of being sorry or not. I'm asking you, what happened? I said I just don't know. Ritsu flinches at his own outburst and he takes a shaky sigh again. He can feel his eyes. He can feel eyes around campus looking at him. Eyes from students, from teachers, from things that shouldn't be there, shouldn't be here. He feels like he's going crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. There were there were bugs in my food and I freaked out. But after I screamed, they weren't bug anymore. His throat chokes up. They weren't there anymore. Ryota is quiet, and for the first time in a long time, Ritsu can't tell if that silence is good or not. He ducks his head, not able to meet his friend's eyes. Bugs doesn't usually bother you. You aren't afraid of bugs? Well, this one is a centipede, my guy. It was a centipede. Everyone would be freaked out because that's venomous. He isn't afraid of bugs living and minding their own business, but the sound of crunching exoskeleton and the pulsating ooze of bugs innards shoot through Ritsu's mind. Ritsu's arm yanked up to hug himself, and he feels a painful upset trying to rip through his ribs again. It was different. How? The way it died under his hands, the way its tiny screeching filled his ear, ringing non-stop as it writhed in pain, trying to escape the sharp metal prongs of his fork, before falling flat and limp against the very food Ritsu was about to eat. Hold up. I'm pretty sure centipede doesn't make any sound. At least I'm sure. Unless it was a different bug than the image. It was just different, okay? It wasn't even there when I look back. Now everyone thinks I'm cray cray. He doesn't even finish his own sentence. Something's off with you today, Ritsu. It doesn't feel like just today, but Ritsu feels his head nod before he shakes it, then shrugs his shoulder again. I think I'm just stressed again. I want to go to see Kazukun at work and get some drinks. Don't make me keep my hand off some things. No, what if you freak out? Ryota's brows furrow and his arm crossed over his chest. When he speaks, Ritsu can hear the stern resoluteness in Ryota's judgmental tone. It's the middle of the week. Ritsu makes a face. If I don't take care of this and get some stress relief soon, my skin will go bad. So you drink as your solution? And go see Kazukun too. I can't supervise you this early in the week. Ritsu's face crunches up more. How the fuck? I don't need supervision. Just hang out with me. No. Wow. He figured, but Ryota is in front of him and Ritsu would be amiss if he doesn't take the opportunity to at least be a little dramatic. Being around a friend always managed to prompt a little bit of that silliness out of him, even if it's weaker right now. Ryota doesn't love me. I'm going to cry to Kazukun and tell on you. At that, Ryota let out another sigh. It seems like he's worried. Ritsu couldn't tell earlier, but at that moment, he could see that there was some tension that left Ryota's shoulder. Not all of it, but some. Ryota really does care, despite his prickliness. Ritsu can't believe he almost forgot for a moment there. Ritsu gave Ryota a small smile. Fine, do that. Text the group chat once you're home. Don't overdo it. We still have to meet up tomorrow. Understood. Thanks, Ryota-kun. And then Ritsu goes missing. Just joking. Ritsu leans back against the cool concrete wall as he scrolls and taps away on his phone. Busy city folks pass by him, and Ritsu vaguely takes notes of the shoes, that flit by the corner of his vision. Converses, flats, high-heeled boots, low-tech sneakers, clean loafers. Dully focus. I cannot English anymore. Guys, I cannot English anymore. Focusing on the clothes. The layers that made up people was a nice distraction, but it wasn't quite enough to pull Ritsu away from the exhausting drag waking him. Ritsu doesn't need to wait for much longer before familiar stride of lean, long step starts to approach him. Fancy leather shoes softly thump against the ground, as if connected to some kind of cat, or in this case, a fox. A very familiar fox. Around this time, Kazuya usually approaches his workplace with enthusiasm of a new recruit, and honestly, that's the kind of Ritsu is hoping to be faced with too. Ritsu? You look like you're here to sell organs. What's up? Sell. Ritsu's face twisted into an uncomfortable grimace. Kazukun, that's too gross. You're gonna be working soon, right? Shit. What gave it away? Ritsu isn't holding himself up with the enthusiasm and energy he normally had at this time, and he knows it. Is it okay if I bother you today? Oh no, it's serious, alright. Why are you asking me like you are coming to my house? Just come in, dumbass. Ritsu feels himself perk back up a little. He usually just barges into this place with a little shame as possible, so it feels strange to be so hesitant and off kilter about this. Maybe after uncertainties of today, he wants to make sure of if hanging out with his friend the usual way would be okay too. But a second later, Ritsu feels the hesitation creep back in. I don't know if I can deal with a bigger group, but I don't want to get in the way of your work either. So you stood in front of my club like a lost puppy? You are literally the only one here. We will see how you feel later. Kazuya waves Ritsu inside with a kind of pushy stubbornness he only shows around his friend. Ritsu lets him get let in before he feels his own feet gain the confidence he didn't have himself to shuffle forward. He stops in front of the black cushion booth, then turns his head back to Kazuya, as if waiting to see if he still wanted to sit with him. Are you seriously asking for permission right now? Sit your ass down. I'll be back in a bit. Ritsu nods at that and sticks his tongue out before he carefully drops himself into the edge of the lounge seating. No ghost yet? He's been here plenty of time before, but he finds himself awkwardly holding his closed hand to his knees for a few moments before he remembers that he should relax before Kazuya even gets fussy about his weirdness. He slings his skull back off his shoulder, then let it slide to the floor in front of him. Oh, speaking of which, Edward, if you're still there, are you planning to get Monster Hunter Wild? Since it's cross-platform, we probably can play together. Ritsu doesn't have too much time to completely relax in his seat, however, because soon enough, Kazuya emerges back from behind one of those conveniently placed walls covering the host's dressing room. The black leather seating gives under Kazuya's weight as he takes his place right beside Ritsu. Kazuya sits himself at a distance that would have been uncomfortable for anyone else other than those two. So, what's going on? As expected, Kazuya offered instant free therapy the second he settled enough. Straight to the point, huh? I'm sorry for being a downer these days. You sure you want to play therapist for me? Instead of, I know, just chilling? Is that what you want? Kazuya tries to keep his options open, but from the pressure of him leaning into Ritsu, it's more than obvious which path he wants to go down. It makes Ritsu hesitate for a moment. What should he do? Let me safe? Always safe when it comes to choices? Right. Actually, can I ask you something? When you're in trouble, just reach out to people, ask for help. Ritsu can only avoid talking about uncomfortable things for so long. Kazuya is his friend, and his dear one at that. So Ritsu supposes it would be better to at least try and quell Kazuya's worries a bit by being a bit more open. Hit me. Hit me, baby, one more time. Is it normal to see things? That's like the preferred way to be. Having glasses sucks. What? No, wait, not like that. Of course, it was strange for him to bring up. Try to explain it made a Trying to explain it made a strange frustration bubble up in him, but he swallows it down and tries to take a mental step back. Surely, Kazuya wouldn't get upset at him. Ritsu swallows and twists his ring over his fingers. I mean, is it bad that I'm seeing things again? I got into a fight with Hajime this morning because of it, I think. Again? Kazuya finally seems to understand what that meant, which made his approach change drastically. He didn't want to make fun of something that was out of his league, and reason like this was why Ritsu trusts Kazuya so much. I thought you got rid of it for good. Yeah, I kinda thought I outgrew it too. If I start being unreasonable, you'll tell me, right? It sounds like a plea, more than anything. Ritsu can't help it. He feels like he was freshly out of high school again, confused and constantly looking over his shoulder. It's even worse now, considering he doesn't have. Doesn't have? I will be the first one to call you out on it. A relieved sigh leaves Ritsu, suddenly and quietly. It wasn't that Ritsu felt that he be a danger to someone because of this. But the fight he had with Hajime left a terrible feeling in his stomach. No matter what Ritsu was dealing with, he never wants it to affect the one important to him. They don't deserve that at all. Thanks, Kazukun. I'm sorry for putting this on you. I literally asked. Don't worry about it. Drinks? Ah, phone. A buzz from his phone pulls Ritsu's attention away. Ah, sorry, Kazukun. Give me a second. He pulls out his phone and checks his notification. He expected to see a message from Ryota or Kira, but what came out instead was, huh? His university Facebook group. Ritsu joined it to keep up with whatever fun unofficial events were happening among the student body. One plus of it was being able to see whatever humor was running along his classmates too. Let me guess. Someone posted about his outburst in the dining hall. Hmm? Already getting bored of me? Are you seeing somebody else? Ritsu doesn't catch what Kazuya said because Ritsu's face was the top post in the school social group page. Or more specifically, a video of him. He doesn't try to even click on it. The preview gave him everything he needed to know about what the people were talking about. The video's thumbnail was frozen scene in the cafeteria this afternoon when Ritsu. Were people making fun of him? He never freaked out so publicly before. He wasn't used to this. Too many things kept threatening to stack up all at once, so quickly too. College group? Are they talking shit? Apparently so. Ritsu would only notice how Kazuya leaned in more into him when the guy spoke up again. He lets out a sharp gasp of surprise, and despite how suspicious it would have looked, swiped his phone back to his home screen. No, I mean, I don't know. I don't really care, actually. More like he didn't want to care anymore. He's more than ready to leave what happened in school behind him. Ritsu thumbs the now empty page of his phone's interface. He liked keeping fewer apps there so he could only mindlessly tap on his phone without accidentally butt dialing someone with his own fidgeting hand, but he liked being able to see as much of his phone background as possible. He keeps good things as his background after all. What's that? That wasn't your background before. Kazuya places his chin on Ritsu's shoulder as he kept staring at the screen of his phone, poking at it so he could somehow see the picture better. He feels his shoulder tense for just a second before relaxes almost instantly. Being touched there was always a shock, but Ritsu knows who Kazuya was, so there was nothing to be afraid of. Ritsu giggles. What do you think? It makes a pretty home screen, doesn't it? I really miss that mountainside spa. Mountainside spa. That was really something. Yeah, that was some good ass view. Ah man, do you think we'll get a chance to go there again in the future? Kazuya was always busy guy, from high school to now. Dragging him into trips was a rarity, so when Ritsu was finally able to kidnap this guy for a day trip to an outdoor sauna, Ritsu was ecstatic. Maybe annoyingly so, but he couldn't help it. It was a fond memory of both of them. You mean, with me? Maybe if you ask me nicely. And no more mountains. My hair gets all weird from it. But it's sauna. It's hot there. And steam. You can't avoid it. Do they actually mean hot spring? I need to be extra careful, man. I need to look good for other people now too. Ritsu furrows his brows together and gives Kazuya a frown. But you should take some time to relax too. The hot water did really good for you too, you know. What the hell does that even mean? It means you should relax. Your hair is perfect anyway, so don't worry about it. Gosh. Of course it is. Ritsu is starting to feel a bit more like himself again. He feels exhausted after such an emotionally taxing day. But if he's able to finish the night talking to his friends, then maybe a few breakdowns wouldn't be impossible to overcome. And then the scary place again. Guys, I can't sleep. Would it be bad idea if I went round two of drinks back in my room? Don't do it, idiot. Kira will personally come there and kick your ass. Yep. Kira-chan, mercy. Wait, if you come over though, does that mean we can have a sleepover? Maybe? Hey guys, are we still good for a meeting up tomorrow? Yeah. That's still a thing. Karaoke. I still want to make it up to Kazukun, and Kira-chan's idea about karaoke stuck with me. I forgot if we confirm a date or not, but not gonna lie, I've been looking forward to it. Ryota-kun, can Kira go? You seem want to go. Let the princess out of the tower. No worky. I'll drive you. Yay, drive me too. I'm not a taxi. Vroom vroom. Vroom vroom. Vroom vroom vroom, stone guy. I'm surrounded by children older than me. Kira-chan is excited. Kira-chan left the... What? Hmm? What did you do? No, Kira-chan. I didn't do anything. Kira-san must have messed up on his phone again. That's what a guilty person would say. I haven't done anything wrong. Whoa, even more suspicious. Your punishment is driving us to that date. Get Ritsu to drive you. He's only a little guy. You are the car. I don't know how to drive. Figure it out yourself. Driving is easy, guys. Driving is easy. You just press the pedal and turn the steering wheel. That's it. With your car, it is offline. Would Kazukun fit on my bike? Absolutely not. What do you mean? A bike can fit too, right? I remember my bike can fit too. The weekend couldn't have come sooner enough. My body hurts so much. He didn't drink the night before. He didn't drink so much the night before. Maybe his habit was finally catching up to him. It takes him ages to get out of bed. And once he finally does, he hears a gentle knocking on his door. What the? Ritsu? Hey, Hajime, I'm... For some reason, he feels his throat closing up. Was it the guilt for how he's been towards him for the past few days? Before he can say anything, his cousins interrupts him. I don't like putting this on you, but I'm not going to be home today. Can you take care of things before you leave? Instantly, that guilt twists into a gross discomfort. Why? You can leave the rest to Aunt. But he doesn't accept anything from. That's right. He was stuck doing his duties, even though, doesn't everyone know by now? Ritsu drags a tray out of from the kitchen and places dishes and cup of water. Delicate glass clings softly against plastic. He wonders why his aunt can't take care of him herself. As he pours a new glass of water and grabs tissue and food, he watches the in the glass water wrinkle below the surface before rising and disappearing. Ritsu's hand shakes as he takes out a spoon and the bottle of medication. He moves on a faulty autopilot, while his head crowds with a noise that doesn't slow down. Why was he the only one doing this? It was his job, wasn't it? Even though everyone knew. He was the only one doing this now. It was all his fault. He had nobody else to blame but himself. He takes the tray in his hands, knuckles white and rings feeling like they were squeezing the blood out of him. He's so lonely within these walls. His closest friends here was gone, and it was his fault. That's why he can't go anywhere or say no, right? This was a punishment. It was what Hajime went to pray for. He even got angry at the only person left here with him. Did he even have the right to be angry? The emotion bubbled deep and dark, and he doesn't dare let it out again. He's been too sloppy these days, dangerously so. No matter what kind of person he was, he couldn't let it happen again. It won't happen again. He can't let it happen again. It was his fault. He can't let it happen again. Okay? Phone? Game? What happened? Game? Is it me or is it the game? Sometimes loading would fix it, right? Or not? Game? Hi, I think you hit the soft lock. If you load up a previous save and skip to the scene, you should be able to fix it. Oh no! Alright, how far am I from the previous scene? I think shouldn't be that far, right? I'll choose the same one, not too far. Hopefully, it's fine if I just skip this, right? Let's try this again. Uh, Alright, while we're skipping this, you just zoom ahead, yep. While we're skipping this. Anyway, welcome to the stream, Hannah. Welcome, welcome. And thank you for the follow. Thank you, thank you. I hope you were enjoying the what do you call that? The stream so far. English is not my first language, so I'm reading it a bit slowly. And I think I underestimated the people working on this visual novel, because I was expecting it to be, because the Spooktober visual novel jam is usually short because people were just doing it in 1 month time most of the time. But I did not expect it to be over 2 hours now. I'm very much enjoying your stream. Thank you, thank you. I don't always do stream, by the way, because have I have work from 8 to 5, and then also at night time. So usually I get too tired to stream. But when I do stream, I try to be. Let me just save. Let me save here just in case. Let me just save here just in case. Just in case it happens again. It won't happen again. He can't let it happen again. He was like, fuck. Yep. Okay, phone call. If it still doesn't work, I don't know. Maybe I should a different choice. Maybe. Hmm. Okay, let's load again. Wait. Oh, there's a skip. Oh, okay, okay. That's what you mean, load and skip. Okay, okay. Skip this, right? Just focus and get this over with. I should. I should something. Do I have to play a second time to unlock the second choice? Just focus and get this over with. Right. Hold it. What? What? Wait. No. Okay. Kazuya. Ritsu. Where the hell are you? You guys too. Hello. Kazukun. I'm so sorry. I'm on my way right now. How long were you waiting? You totally forgot about me. No, 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 no. I'm so sorry. I got stuck with. Shit. Uh, I got stuck with. I'm sorry. I should have texted earlier. It was my fault. I had to. I'm sorry. I get it. It's fine. Just get here before I shrivel away. I'm bored out of my mind here. Have you met up with Ryotakun and Kira-chan yet? Neither are here. Huh? I think they bailed. Why? Why indeed? Wait. Okay, good. The arcade is dim, bright, and colorful. For most people, such a visual spectacle would be headache-inducing, but for this depressed alcoholic, an overload of the sense like this was a happy welcome for him. Ritsu only makes it through the entrance when he spots a tall figure waiting for him by the windows. Kazuya has waited for much longer than he realistically wanted to. It was obvious from the way he tapped his cheap but functional watch. He has this aura and vibe of a rich person without actually being one. Perhaps it's just came from the way he holds himself up. He's the best at faking it until he makes it. Or at least, that's what he said. Sometimes when a date turns too sad and deep. He also knows how to dress himself to his advantage. It makes him look effortless, but with actually a lot of effort put into it. which doesn't make any sense, but it works for him. So Ritsu was always appreciative of his efforts. After all, making a good look seems effortless was an incredible skill that needs to be admired. True, true. I agree with that. It's hard to look good, and it's even harder to look good in an effortless way. Some people are just born with it. If one need a long, handsome guy to make them look good at an event, Kazuya was the perfect candidate. Oh my gosh, Kazukun, I'm so sorry. You were waiting for so long by yourself. I didn't expect you to stand me up like this. No, I didn't mean to. Ritsu makes a small noise under his breath before he lets out a sigh of defeat and lets his shoulders slump. Then he shakes his head, clasps his hand together and ducks his head down. The depression comes off him in waves. I'm sorry, I don't have an excuse. Ah, come on. How am I supposed to be mad at you when you look at me like a puppy? Kazuya's expression seems to soften almost instantly as he said that. Still mad at all of you for making me wait here. But guess you can try to make it up by replacing my suit. Ritsu immediately perks up. 2 suits then? Do I deserve 2 suits? You deserve 1,000, actually. Let's find me a place where I can store all that first. A wild idea of finding a home to move in with all his friends flashed through his mind, but Ritsu knew that wouldn't be possible. As much as he would love it, he can't leave his house yet. You didn't hear anything back from Kira-chan or Ryota-kun? The stone guy said he can't make it just a minute before you arrived, and the princess still hasn't come back into the group chat. Kids nowadays. Isn't Kira-san older than you two? Ryota-kun is definitely younger than both of us though. And he still acts like he's everyone's senior. Anyway, let's check this place out. I'm so bored. Entertain me for once. You still want to hang out? Yes, yes. You know, he's already there. He stood there. He might as well. We still have a whole day to kill. And you haven't forgotten that you owe me, right? Hey, that's right. Then let's play some games before we go shopping. Ritsu relieved that Kazuya still wants to stick around even though their plans fell through before it even started. He was afraid that being held up back at home would have ruined the day, but Kazuya was right. They still had a whole day to spend together. The day wasn't ruined yet. After some exploring their ranging lucks on crane games, Ritsu yanks Kazuya over to fight him in a round of air hockey. It doesn't take long before Ritsu's body is thrumming with so much energy and adrenaline. He feels like nothing can stop him. Ritsu's a simple creature. Sensitive sometimes, sure. The fact that Kira and Ryota couldn't make it hung over his head like a depressing cloud. He couldn't quite shake off. But Kazuya's with him, and if there was one thing they enjoyed doing together, it was to have fun. His depressing thoughts shouldn't be able to get to him, especially over the sound of Kazuya shooting pucks straight into his goals. Ah, darn it! Kazukun's cheating. It's impossible to cheat in air hockey. With an irritatingly innocent, fox-like smile on his face, Kazuya laughed. And how am I doing that? Your arms. Fine. I guess that is an advantage. But doesn't the air hockey thingy, the one you hold, have like a rope tying around it so that you don't go too far? What can I say? I was born like this, with long arms from birth. Ritsu laughed again, probably a little too hard, but it was easier to focus on whatever banter or game was in front of him than the strange itch that kept creeping up along the back of his neck. There weren't any people playing games behind Ritsu. Kazuya's right in front of him, grabbing the puck for their next round. And there aren't many other people in the arcade today for some reason. So, why did it feel like something's looking at him from behind? Ritsu feels his jaw clench and he turns over his shoulder to check and see if there really were any people behind him or something. Black Shadow? Mr. Shadow? Swish. Thunk. Ah, shit. Ritsu? Eh? Ritsu's head snaps back to the board and Kazuya's frozen midway over his side of the table, having obviously taken a shot right into Ritsu's goal. Again. Hey, I wasn't looking. That doesn't count. My bad. I didn't realize you were still distracted. Are you okay? It was a simple question, but somehow, hearing Kazuya ask him if he was alright made Ritsu's back stiffen. Today is supposed to be a good day. Sure, it started off bad, but it can't possibly get worse. Ritsu refuses to let it get worse. He's out with Kazuya, out of the house, free from his responsibilities. If Ritsu ruins this fun time again, he was going to explode himself. Or something of a similar and suitable caliber. I'm fine, Kazukun. Just beat me fair and square, and I'll get you that suit in no time. Kazuya lets out a huff. I didn't realize I had to meet a certain terms and condition. Yeah, it's to hang out with me and have fun. Ritsu wasn't going to rain today. Okay. Let me save again, just in case. That black screen from earlier worries me. Maybe Ritsu's getting too old. The time at the arcade was fun, but Ritsu eventually gets too dizzy to keep up with his own level of excitement. Or at least, that's what he will convince himself, and hopefully the others, on why he had to leave. After he nearly shoots a whole basketball into Kazuya's face, Ritsu had to think up of a fast excuse to explain his accidental assault. After all, if he said that he thought he saw someone who wasn't there behind him, he was going to get Kazuya worried again. He can't have that. Not after making him wait for him for so long. And he can't help but feel like Ryota and Kira couldn't make it because of him either, even though he had no proof. After that close call at the arcade, Ritsu and Kazuya starts hunting for the best place to find a good suit. They were both flashy people, but for different reasons, and it takes Ritsu some time to start drifting away from his favorite spots and start finding something that screams a bit more Kazuya. They look at a store, and a few moments later, Ritsu finds himself waiting for Kazuya to finalize his picks. The two new suits Ritsu expected, but... Eh? Why the two shoes? Trip? Kazuya shoots Ritsu a coy smile and tilts his head almost cutely. playfully as he hold the fresh pair of as he hold the fresh pairs close to his frame. You owe me double, you know. Ritsu hums and scrutinizes the new shoes. Fair, but we can do you better. I think I've seen you wear a pair like that already. Can I show you something I saw on the way here? You better not suggest something that'll blind me. Oh, come on. You need good accessories to match up with your looks. I know you wear jewelry too, so you know what I'm talking about? Oh, actually, Ritsu pulls the silver rings off his finger and holds it up to Kazuya's blinking eyes. The silver band works well with Kazuya's color palette, and for some reason, I feel like purple really matches you. I've always thought a soft lavender pop of color would be your thing. Ritsu spoke from the heart, and yet Kazuya frowns and immediately shakes his head. No. Why not? I'm never wrong with this kind of stuff. Maybe he's saying no to that ring. That cursed ring. Well, you're obviously wrong here. Ritsu pouts. He doesn't even want to try a tiny ring with it. I thought we already established I don't want your trash ring. If you're going to give me a ring, Ayo? Before Kazuya can finish his joke, Ritsu lets out a loud, offended gasp as if Kazuya hadn't insulted the ring before already. It's not a trash ring. I really like it. Kazuya lets out a soft exhale, half a laugh, half something else that Ritsu can't quite recognize. Ritsu used to Kazuya's rougher edges, and there were some things that Kazuya was very resolute about. His work, his looks. He doesn't know quite what to make of that exchange on color though. Acheng, Amau. Ay. Ah man, whatever. Let me carry your bags. You don't have to do that much. If I let you carry these, you get winded in no time. Me? Winded? Do you think I'm weak? Ritsu doesn't let Kazuya finish that train of thoughts. He knew it was easy bait, so he had to cut him off. And from the sly way Kazuya smiled, Ritsu can tell Kazuya knew it already. Hey, when was the last time we've been to a karaoke bar like before? Like uni? Are you guys still not at uni? Kazuya glances off the side and hums. I think so. What? You want to try one out now? It would be a fun date idea, right? For some reason, Kazuya let out a breathy laugh at that, and Ritsu doesn't know why that is, but Ritsu finds himself beaming too. I'm getting kinda hungry anyway, so let's eat dinner there and sing. Dinner too? The food at those places sucks though. It'll be fine. Don't you want to try something new? Who knows? Maybe we'll find a great hit. It's really too bad that Ryota and Kira can't be here. A karaoke bar is always fun with more people. But if they end up finding a place that's good, next time they'll have a recommendation to bring those two over with. Today is going to be good. Ritsu is how do you pronounce that actually? Is determined to let it end on a high note too. And just like that, it was as if some higher up power was trying its best to push Ritsu's button and ruin their day completely. As Um. Okay, maybe I've been listening too much of um BL Drama City, but that sounded different. That doesn't sound like footstep. It sounded like something else in a BL CD. If you know, you know. As the pair walk about the street to find suitable karaoke bar, the sky immediately darkened and started to pour bucket full of cold, harsh rainwater on them. I'm laughing. They, it's true. It's true. Okay. Yeah, it's so cursed. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, but they barely ended up reaching their destination, scrambling for cover to avoid anything wetter than that. Then they already were. Ritsu shrieked away. Oh, it was actually a raindrop? It was supposed to be a rain? Damn. Okay. It's not my fault, alright? It's wet, and the footstep is making it sound like. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Risu shrieked on the way in, and Kazuya cursed as he tries to brush the water out of his hair. Okay, hold on, hold on. Give me a moment because my eyes are irritated. I need to take my glasses off. A quick break. Ay, 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 ay. I guess a short quick break before I can wear my glasses again because I cannot see the screen without my glasses. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry for making you unable to unhear this sound. I'm also sorry to the creator of this visual novel. I did not mean to. It just sounded like that to me. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Just give me a few minutes, guys. I need my eyes are irritated. I don't have Optrex on my side right now, and I kind of don't want to go out and grab it at the moment. Think I think it should be fine now. I think. Yeah, it should be fine. But now my nose is running because of that irritated eye. Let's see. They barely ended up reaching their destination, scrambling for cover to avoid getting any wetter than they already were. Ritsu shrieked on the way in, and Kazuya cursed as he tried to brush the water out of his hair. What the fuck is this timing? It's so bad, right? I'm so glad this room is warm. The karaoke bar is cozy, but not cramped. There's plenty of room for the four of them to dance and sing at the same time if they wanted. There were menu with food that not only included cheap drinks, but it also had a vegan and vegetarian options. He wonders if that would be appealing to Kira. But Kazuya was right. They still had a whole day to spend together. It sucks that they got wet. But Ritsu could feel that little trickle of optimism start to make its way back in. This place isn't bad. Kazuya and he were going to have a good time. And once they had their fun, drinks, and music, they were going to tell Ryota and Kira all about it. They were definitely going to have a good time. He's sure of it. But first, he needs to make sure his precious things are safe and dry. I also. Oh no, my brain is down the drain now. Okay, hold on. Everything Everything have a double meaning now. Shit. Ah. Ritsu carefully takes his hairpin off his hair and dangling earrings off his ear and rings off his fingers. He lays out a napkin on the table and one by one places each accessory on the flat plane of the napkin as Kazuya sorted out his own wet clothes and layer. He almost takes a step back, ready to leave his things to dry there. But a sudden stab of uneasiness makes him hesitate. He knew it was unreasonable, but the past few days, Ritsu's things kept moving around. What if he looked away and they were gone? The idea scares him, but he forces it down and shakes his head. Ritsu? Ritsu jumps and looks at Kazuya, eyes wide and mouth open. What are you doing? You look like you're setting up wares to sell. Ritsu looks back to his neatly presented accessories spread on the napkin and feels a little soft chuckle spills from his lips. That's silly. These aren't things I'd give away or sell. At least not these ones. He decided to pat everything down and put his usual gold pieces back on. No matter where he goes, he wanted to make sure these things were safe. He always liked them. But even more so after. They were important, precious, and they were the only thing he had left of. I'm curious about... I swear, Ritsu's backstory is very curious. Ritsu clips the last hairpin on, then poses at the silver and purple ring. He picks it back up and shows it to Kazuya. You sure you don't want to try this on? Why are you so eager to put a ring on me? I like sharing my extra accessories with my friends. What can I say? Oh well, he tried. He decides to let one dry a bit longer. With the rest of his usual rings on, he doesn't feel the need to put things on his finger. He turns to face Kazuya from where he sat, and with a broad smile, he holds his hand up to his friend. Help me up? Kazuya snorts. What are you, a kid? Get up yourself. Kazuya says that, but he still offers him a hand, which Ritsu immediately takes to leverage himself back onto his feet. Ritsu keeps holding onto his hand for a moment, uses Kazuya's weight to sway backwards a bit, and with a chuckle, he points a finger to the sky and announces, "Let's get this party started, Kazu-kun. Toast to Ryotakun and Kira-chan with me." Arkeya, thank you for the follow. Thank you. I hope you enjoy the stream. You're acting like they're dead. So, no toast? Yes, toast. I didn't say that, did I? I don't know if the stone guy deserves a toast or... Kazu-kun, that's mean. Fine, I'll toast to Ryotakun and you to Kira-chan. Because that totally makes sense. Kazu-kun, let me get one more song in. I'll beat you, I swear. I think someone's getting too tipsy again. What? Me? No way. Ritsu grins before he takes a finger, points, then presses to the center of Kazuya's chest. The tall guy isn't nearly as drunk as he is, so he's mostly stable as Ritsu sways and takes a moment to figure out his next words. Kazu-kun has a surprisingly good singing voice, so it's kind of unfair. True. I'd be jealous for whenever I hear someone sing with a good voice. I sing like a dead harpy. But that doesn't mean I can't beat you. Just you wait. I'll certainly be waiting. Ritsu's feeling great, like nothing in the world can touch him from the little karaoke room he's standing in front of one of his best friend and shielded from the bullshit and rain outside. He takes a bottle of beer off the table and takes a deep swig and spin back to Kazuya again. Ready to get your butt beat by me, mister? Sounds wrong, but okay. What the hell does that even mean? Ha. With a sneaker bubbling up, Ritsu drops the mic onto the bench behind him and looked around for a remote. Kazu-kun. What? Guess what song we have? I don't know. What? Kazuya gestures to Ritsu and hands the remote over to him, and Ritsu beams and takes it. As he fumbled through the song selection, Ritsu starts to wonder if he's allowed to feel this good right now. He messed up a day with Kira and Ryota and ended up having Kazuya all to himself, and yet, despite that, he's still enjoying his time without enough guilt eating him away. Sections of songs preview for a few seconds before Ritsu scrolls to the next thing. In his drunken state, Ritsu knows that happiness is nice. Ritsu likes to have fun, enjoy himself, be comfortable and happy. But at the same time, there's something important nagging at him. Something other than the messed up scheduling, something that Ritsu can't ignore, no matter how much he throws himself into the best or nicest of situations. Ritsu isn't supposed to be comfortable and relaxed. And most of all, he shouldn't be happy. Ah, static. It's okay, this time you have a friend. You have a friend with you. His thumb freezes over a button and the song he's set on starts playing, but no true notes come out of the speaker. All he's to hear is static. You're so fucking shameless. You know that? Wow, how rude. Ritsu doesn't want to know, and Ritsu doesn't want to ruin anything else anymore. Shumer care package. Alright, let me stretch. Stretch. Drink. Do I have my drink still? It's empty. Give me a moment. Oh. Yes, I've stretched out. And let me take a sip of my drink. Yeah. Alright. I've shrimped, I've stretched, I've posture checked, and I've drank. Anyway, you don't deserve this. But selfishly, Ritsu wants to keep playing. He doesn't want to face anything. He doesn't want to face... Whoosh. Nice hand. Oi, Ritsu. His feet skids on the floor. He loses his balance and falls backward. His back collides into something behind him, and the bottle in his hand flies out of his grip and splashes. He hears somebody yell behind him. Wait, somebody? There's only other person in here. Fuck's sake, again? Ritsu, what the wow, he's angry. Ritsu tries to say something, but all that comes out are sharp wheezes, choke in between pain noises. His throat feels tight and he can't see anything but orange. Ritsu! Hey, what? He sees people looking at him. Ritsu doesn't want that. He's just drunk. He's just being stupid. His head is spinning and he can't. Can't? Uh oh. You know, bathroom in horror is not a good place to be. Kazuya should be banned from wearing anything white while around Ritsu, even though it wasn't an invitation to use it as canvas. Oh, don't tell me he cried his snot on that shirt again. Bathroom in horrors is a death trap, right? You guys probably don't know that I am very traumatized with bathroom for a while when I was young because of Clock Tower. I think it was Clock Tower 2 where the main character was hiding from Caesar, yeah, and basically hiding in the bathroom, and the Caesar man guy was literally just step the thing against the door. Is it the one where he appears out of the bathtub? No, no, no. That one is Clock Tower 1. I'm talking about the Clock Tower 2. It was scary. It's horrifying. Yes, it is. It is. And yes, that's why I was traumatized for a while from going to the bathroom when I was young. I can't even sleep back then. And then my mom just blamed my uncle for playing that in front of me. Let's see. Even though it wasn't an invitation to use as a canvas, his dear friend seemed to not get the memo. He's not impressed by the impromptu art lesson he keeps having on his shirt. From now on, Kazuya will surely think twice about being extremely fashionable around this guy. Ah, don't be. Poor uncle. I know, right? We were young back then. I know I call him uncle, but our age difference is probably around 7 years. So we're more like siblings sometimes. I play a lot of game because of him, and he's the one who taught me how to play games and such. We're the same on that regard with uncle, right? If things continue like this, his whole closet will need to be replaced. Which isn't not a bad idea if he thinks about it, but he preferred not having to extort his dearest friend if he didn't absolutely had to. You see, my grandma has a lot of children, right? So my mom has a lot of siblings. So the youngest two of her siblings is the one closest to me. Both of them like kind of more like a sibling than an aunt and uncle. But right now it's more like an aunt and uncle. But when we were younger, they felt more like an older siblings. We play games together and everything. And the one who introduced me to BL is actually technically my aunt, but it was not on purpose. It was an accident on her side because we like to watch anime, and we usually buy anime without really reading the synopsis at the back. So one time we just ended up with BL anime to watch. Oh my gosh, yes. It happens, right? Kazuya isn't a rich kid. He can't let himself throw out a perfectly fine clothing. Being Ritsu's sugar baby is like, wow. Are you gonna call Ritsu daddy? Which should only stay as a bit. Nope, this is completely fucked. Kazuya grumbles down on the soft yellow stain on his shirt. If he tugs it in a specific way, he can still hide it from onlookers, but the fabric itself lost cause. No matter how much water and hand soap he pours on it, it doesn't seem to want to go away. Oh no, is it a beer stain? Is it a beer stain? Oh, that's not good. Actually, this is why I don't like white clothings. It's hard to maintain and they have to be washed separately or else they're just gonna be stained with other colors. Ritsu couldn't even drink. Ritsu couldn't even. Ritsu couldn't have even drank something else that made sense with his outfit. It just had to be the ugliest of peace yellows. He will get him for this one day. Maybe on one of those days where he doesn't have to go get ready and drag his unconscious body out of the karaoke bar. Dang. Ritsu be drinking piss. White clothing is hard, black is the easiest, not when you have a white cat. When you have a cat whose fur is white or even partly white, right? Having a black shirt is also hard because everyone can see those fur. Uh, there's no winning. There is indeed no winning in life. Kazuya had to call Ritsu's cousin to pick him up because even though Kazuya could theoretically carry Ritsu on his back, there's no way he can do that all the way to Ritsu's home. The things he put up for this guy. You are so lucky you are cute and rich, Ritsu. Oi, are you actually using him for his money? Don't be like that. With the precision of somebody who's already dealt with this kind of issue before, Kazuya tugs his shirt around and rechecks himself in the mirror. He's made sure Ritsu was propped up safely before retreating to the bathroom, so he doesn't have to worry about that guy for at least a minute longer. Let me guess, when he returns, Ritsu's missing. For now, he seems okay. He gives his own reflection a vain little nod before he turns to make his way outside the room, only for his eye to catch something small sitting between two sinks. Hey? Huh? That's strange. Dude, you are now cursed too. The silver band with an eye-catching purple gem inlaid into it. Kazuya wonder where he's seen such a thing before. It's familiar. Wait, wasn't this the swamp ring? This thing again? Did that dumbass forget it or something? Kazuya can only imagine the whining that Ritsu would unleash on him if he finds out he's lost one of his ring. So, with a swift motion, Kazuya grabs the accessory and slips into his. Wrong move, my dude. Wrong move. Ritsu either left it here by mistake or had the foresight to drop it here so Kazuya could find it. He was being oddly stubborn about having him wear it. And it was Ritsu having the foresight to do something like this before he passed out himself. Then Kazuya can take this thing for a few days and give it back to him after some sufficient apologies. Sounds like an evil enough backup plan. He likes it. You'll regret it. Now, it's back to babysitting the guy himself until his cousin comes to pick him up. Ha. My dude, you will regret it. What's this? Regrets are made. Regrets are to be made. Yes. Oh, is that it? I didn't save. Click the logo. Eh? I click it. Multiple time? More? Is there a jump scare? Hey. Alright.
Put out my eyes, and I can see you still.
I hear voice acting. Let me put up the volume so you guys can hear it too.
Slam my ears too, and I can hear you yet. And without any feet can go to you.
Who is the voice actor? He sounds so good.
And tongueless, I can conjure you at will.
I like his voice.
Break off my arms, I shall take hold of you, and grasp you with my heart as with a hand.
Black Sea VA. I'll write it down. I had an accident. Forgive me. BLAKECVA. There you go. I write it down. Break off my arm and I shall take the grasp you with my heart as with my hand.
Arrest my heart, my brain will beat as true. And if you set this brain of mine afire,
He's also listed in the game page and link if you're curious. I'll check it out. I'll check it out.
then on my bloodstream I yet will carry you.
Rainer Maria Rilke. Translated by Babette Dush. Ah, Budos, thank you for the follow. Thank you, thank you. In the dim stillness of the attic, beneath the sheltering eaves, eyes rimmed with magenta slowly fluttered open. The quiet morning settled in like a familiar weight, coaxing the figure upright. Every moment, an echo of pain, a reminder of the daily ritual their body refused to forget. Their body? Short, vivid orange hair cascaded in a soft waves, catching the faint light filtering through the arc attic window. The lush greenery on the sill, potted plants swaying gently in the draft, added a whisper of life to the otherwise austere room. Some hung from the ceiling, their tendrils dancing in the chills. Bare wooden floor met with stark white walls, unadorned except for the well-traveled bags clustered in one corner. Handmade crochet animal plushies spilled from an open duffel. Nearby, nice guitar. Nearby, a black curtain swayed with a subtle rhythm, guarding a door with that was always locked from the outside. Ah, it's this Kira. It's you! Beep! Right? Are you alright? No, I think Annie is alright. Can you hear me? Beep! You are not supposed to be here. My chat leads me here. You are not supposed to be here. It's rejecting your very existence. Beep, someday we will meet again. Don't make promises you can't keep. I feel like I'm being called out. So until then, don't do anything that can put you in danger. It's time for you to go. Good night. But it's afternoon. Hey, is that it? Is that everything for this game? Yeah, right. That was very nice. This is just a demo, right? I actually just downloaded everything, but I didn't really check much. Okay, hold on. First things first. Let's go back to just chatting for a bit. It's super alpha, but it's very very good. There was a few parts where I said this before. There was a few parts where the text was repeated. So hopefully by the full release, they will fix it. It's on the early one. Yeah, we're trying to fix it in the new build. Ah, I look forward to it. I look forward to it. It's alright, guys. Experience plus it's alpha, right? It happens. It happens. It's a good game. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it very much. I'm still curious about Ritsu's background, but hopefully we'll find out in the future. We glad you enjoyed it. Eh, no problem, no problem. I really like BL. If you guys haven't known it, it was good. Deer. I don't know. The, the skeleton. Mew? New character. Careful, boy. You'll fall. Ayo. Blood. Alright. I have probably a little idea of what happened there. Probably. Yeah. Anyway. Can I not move to just chatting? Oh, I think I know why, because this is not it. Okay, hold on. Alright, so um thank you everyone for stopping by. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I was actually planning to play more of the ones submitted here. But I overestimated the length of the game, because I assume, because at most it would take me about maybe 1 hour ish to finish every single one, but it took 3 hours. We're sorry, we went. It's okay. It's good. Uh, it's really good. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. It's just that that means I'll have to move everything else a little back ish. I'm gonna take a quick break. Yeah, I'm gonna take a quick break. And then I'll probably continue with Bittersweet Battlers. And then I'm not sure what kind of game it is, because I said I'm gonna play everything, so I do plan to try and play everything. And yeah, thank you everyone for stopping by. For those who doesn't know me, I am Reinhardt, a VTuber, a Vampire Dragon VTuber, and I, as you guys probably know by now, I like BL. Even the most innocent sound can be sassy in my ears. And I also write some short, well, stories. So yeah, BL so fun. Help. Yes. Yes. I will see you guys again next time. Hold on, just 1 second. You guys don't have links to your project, do you guys not? Do you guys have link so that I can follow? Let me double check. Twitter, give me. Okay, maybe not. All right then. There you go. We have Twitter and Tumblr we're working on. Twitter. I don't have Tumblr. Shit. Okay, I'll just follow you guys later, alright? Ah, never mind. Copy. not yeah, Apollo. I forgot that sorry. I forgot that I have to log in. Anyway, I'll follow you guys later. Yeah, I will take a quick break. I'll stream again later. If you guys want to join, please feel free. Um, thank you for the game. I enjoyed it. Anyway, bye bye. Where's my ending screen?